I'm Christine Lisi. With the U.S. Women's Olympic hockey team down a goal late in regulation in the gold medal game, Captain Hillary Knight scored the game-tying goal. Megan Keller scored the game winner with less than a minute into overtime. Team USA won its third Olympic gold medal with the 2-1 win over Canada. NBA Warriors guard Steph Curry will miss a sixth straight game tonight against the Celtics with that bothersome right knee. He recently underwent an MRI, reports ESPN's Shams Charania.
Showed no structural issue in his right knee, but he is dealing with persistent swelling and pain in that knee. The team is describing it as runner's knee, so both the Warriors and Curry need all of that to subside before he can try to start to play again, and it's uncertain whether that will be days or weeks more away for Stephen Curry.
The recently acquired Kristaps Porzingis is expected to make his Golden State debut tonight. 76ers center Joel Embiid, right shin soreness, will miss tonight's game against the Hawks. One day after being involved in a two-car accident in Charlotte, Hornets point guard LaMelo Ball expected to play tonight against Houston.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, we'll continue to react to the Ravens' new offensive coordinator saying he expects all the players to be at voluntary workouts. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock! Go!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You soup. And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Nick Underhill in about 15 minutes. Kendall Rogers, bottom of this hour. Chris Hummer talking portal next hour. Ryan Clark's here in hour 3. Ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
So something that actually happens pretty commonly that you may not be aware of is when you go to an event like Super Bowl, Radio Row, or SEC Media Days, or the SEC Spring Meetings, or the NFL Owners Meetings, anything like that, where there's this sort of just avalanche of content, sometimes you can, which is an industry phrase for record, content, and then you'll hold on to it to release it at a later date whenever things are maybe a little slower, where the news cycle isn't as robust. So when you're at Super Bowl Radio Row or Super Bowl week, I mean, just think about it. There's thousands of credentialed media from outlets all over the world, not just sports media, but news and entertainment. And there's celebrities and sports people alike from all different leagues. And so there's just this free flow, this just funnel, just flowing of information and news and interviews and everything. So you could have something great that gets buried under that avalanche. So it's not uncommon to see outlets sit on something that's not super urgent and pressing and then release it at a later time. Well, that's what TMZ did. So Todd Graves, of course, we all know Todd is the founder, owner of Raising Cane's. We sit here in the Raising Cane studio. We have a great relationship with them, and my interactions with Todd over the years have been awesome. I think he's a phenomenal human. On top of a brilliant business guy and a really hard worker and very philanthropic and all the things that you would assume him to be. Well, a TMZ reporter caught up with Todd Graves at the New Heights party. So it was Jason and Travis Kelce was there. Probably everybody has party Super Bowl week. And so Todd Graves was there with a whole bunch of other celebrities, and TMZ caught up with him. And and they just now have released bits of this conversation, and part of what they released was them talking to him about the possibility of being a sports fan and owning a franchise one day.
For me, I love football. I love the fanfare of it. I love the fact that coaches and teams have to put together just amazing play calling, amazing teams. The athletes are incredible. So I love all that. It's all about success and working hard and doing great and giving it all to the fans. So maybe someday that makes sense for me, right? You know, so maybe someday down the line it might.
Okay, so not ruling out the possibility of owning a team. The TMZ reporter there also brought up Todd's relationship with Gail Benson, sort of alluding to Saints and Pels ownership, and he was very gracious toward Gail Benson.
Gail's amazing. Yeah, someday if Gail were to ever be like, hey, Gail's she's gonna live forever. She's just such a great shape and it's just a really, really sharp lady. I really respect her. We're good friends. I really respect her. I learned from her. She's an incredible businesswoman, and even more, she's just great in the community. She gives everything back. But maybe someday if she's like, hey, that's right, who knows?
You might have it in.
Might have it in. You never know.
So I think it's notable because there's Todd Graves on the record acknowledging that someday he may be interested in owning either or both of the professional sports franchises in the state. Now, Todd's assumed net worth right now, according to Forbes, is $22 billion. Now, you can be a billionaire on paper. It doesn't mean you have $22 billion liquid, but certainly you could borrow against those assets, and all that to say he's more than wealthy enough to be able to do that, to afford both franchises if, in fact, he wanted to buy them both. A couple of things that I'd like to discuss here, and not necessarily that this is urgent or pressing because the teams aren't for sale, and Gail Benson is very much alive and has said on the record that she has no intention of ever selling. We know that both Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lauscha are the executors of her will. And when she dies, it is going to be their task to sell the franchises and then distribute those monies to charities. So I don't know that Gail Benson that the teams are going to be for sale anytime soon. And Mrs. Benson is 79 years old right now. And you heard Todd say there that she's in great shape and healthy. And no one's pushing her into the grave. I'm not suggesting as much. I'm just talking about a hypothetical that the wealthiest person in this state has now talked about on the record. A couple things. Number one, I think Gail Benson mostly is a very good owner. And the most important thing Gail Benson has done as the owner of the Saints and the Pelicans is keep the franchises in New Orleans, in the state. When Tom Benson died, she could have sold them it would have been certainly within her right to sell them to anyone, and they could have moved the franchises. That certainly could have happened, but she is from New Orleans, and she wants to keep those organizations here in the state. And for that, if she does nothing else with them, that alone is a massive win for the state, courtesy of Mrs. Benson. So that's one, and that should never be overlooked, is her love for the city of New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, and wanting to keep these organizations in the state. For me, I always look at owners, and I say there are two things an owner should do. Number one, be willing to spend money. And number two, get out of the way. Jerry Jones is sort of the premier example of this. He will absolutely spend money. He will not get out of the way, to the Dallas Cowboys' detriment over the last 3 decades. I think you see that more often than not in professional sports. Sometimes you have organizations that just are not willing to spend money. The Cincinnati Bengals are a great example of that. They are just a cheap ownership group. Mrs. Benson and Tom Benson before her, always willing to spend money. The whole cap gymnastics thing that the Saints did for years, that only works if you convert salary into signing bonuses to spread cap hits into future years. Well, you can only do that if you're willing to pay those signing bonuses up front. So you have to have an owner willing to part with liquidity immediately to be able to do that. She has done that, and Tom Benson before her did that. So they are an ownership group that has spent money and largely gotten out of the way. So check. The Saints and Pelicans have been hamstrung, however, by Mrs. Benson's loyalty to Mickey Loomis. And we know what this is rooted in. When Rita Benson and Gail Benson were feuding, lines were drawn internally in that organization, and those that sided with Gail Benson, like Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lauscha, were made men, almost like in a mafia family. And if you're a made man, you're set. And so no matter how bad it ever gets, Gail Benson is never firing Mickey Loomis or Dennis Lauscha, ever. Much to the detriment of this organization. That's why you can go through a half decade without making the playoffs, totally consequence-free. Where you can have the worst cap situation, bad drafts, all of it, fired coaches, and the GM keeps his job because the owner is pot committed to him because of his siding with her whenever the power struggle was happening. And that's been to the detriment of the organization, quite honestly. I think Gail Benson, otherwise, very good, but that is a giant asterisk next to her resume. Now, if Todd Graves ever were to become the owner, I think this would be an incredible positive for several reasons. Mostly, it falls in line with the one thing I said about Gail Benson first, which is Gail Benson's, the best thing she has done is kept the Saints and Pelicans in Louisiana, and Todd Graves, who still has residence obviously here in Baton Rouge, despite his international business holdings and the fact that he's got homes other places, he still has residence in Baton Rouge and is here a lot. Todd would keep the teams in Louisiana. That's most important. Number two, I also think it's very important that if you are running these professional sports organizations like a business, he has built a billion-dollar business from zero. Gail Benson has not. Now, I think she has been brilliant in the way she's helped market both Tom Benson and the organizations, but she did not build wealth. She married a man who owned these franchises and inherited the franchises when he died. And I think when you look at Saints ownership from John Meekum initially, who was an oil man, Tom Benson, who's in the auto industry, if you were to go from John Meekum to Tom Benson to Gail Benson to Todd Graves, the difference is, and this is the third part, Todd Graves is famous. He's not just a wealthy, brilliant businessman. He is also famous. He has famous friends. He hangs out with Snoop Dogg and Leonardo DiCaprio and Nelly and Jamie Foxx and Joe Burrow. Like, he is a famous individual. He's been on Shark Tank. And I think that would bring a ton of notoriety to the organizations as well. Almost like when you think about, famous, like just think about the celebrities on the sidelines at in LA at Raiders games back when they were the LA Raiders, or the USC with the celebrities on the sidelines. Sometimes there's notoriety that goes along with that can be beneficial. So there's so many reasons why just logically it would make so much sense if Todd Graves buys these franchises in time. It is worth noting that according to Forbes valuations, the Saints presently are valued at $5.6 billion. The Pelicans presently are valued at $3.85 billion. So you're talking about right around somewhere between $9 and $10 billion. His net worth is estimated at $22 billion. So even if he were to liquidate half of his assets, he could buy both of the organizations with cash today. Now, how do they continue to appraise? What does his wealth continue to increase to be? I don't know what that'll be in time. But if there is an eventuality where Mrs. Benson either passes and the franchises come for sale, or she sells them before she passes, this makes too much sense that Todd Graves be that person. I sincerely hope it does go that way, if and when that day ever does come. All right, it's after further review. Our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, official beer of the New Orleans Saints, official beer of the LSU Tigers as well. Baseball Tigers are on the road this weekend in Jacksonville. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're at the home of the Jumbo Shrimp in Jacksonville. So if you're not going to be in Jacksonville, great. Watch the games at your house or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Wherever you're watching, make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light, and even better than just drinking Bud Light, which is awesome in and of itself. Drink Bud Light in the officially licensed National Championship commemorative bottles from Bud Light. The 16-ounce aluminum bottles with the National Championship logo, available at great retailers all over the place, so make sure you grab yours and drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, quick break, y'all. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back. I want Nick Underhill to jump aboard with us here, of course, NewOrleans.football. And Nick did a really cool thing. He launched a new app that I think is going to be a great tool for Saints fans, and I want to talk about it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done. Of course, one of the things that you'll get at the website always, there's a lot of things you get at the website. You can read testimonials, so actual client testimonials. Real people from Louisiana, just like you and me, who live here, who were injured in an accident, all different types of accidents, auto wrecks, big truck wrecks, slip and fall, workers' comp, all different types of accidents. And their experience working with Gordon and his team. Now, the other thing that's really important to know as well is that it doesn't matter where you are in the state of Louisiana. Gordon has offices all over the state, so if you've been injured, you don't want to travel, there's a Gordon McKernan injury returner's office near you. Gordon and his team will go to work for you immediately to get you what you deserve. So go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon, get it done.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Mayor Deshaun Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmayer Deshaun Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalvr.com.
I was on Twitter a bit ago and saw a tweet from Nick Underhill where he launched an app. The tweet was, "Let's see how this goes. I built a cap calculator from the ground up. First app I've ever built, so let me know how it works." I think it's a really cool concept. All right, Nick's good enough to join us here for a couple minutes. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So did you just ask AI to build you an app and you did it in like 3 seconds?
Oh, no, man, that thing was a battle, trying to get all the math in there, and you got to define all the logic. Thankfully, my best friend is an engineer, so, he kind of helped me through a lot of stuff. But, yeah, I mean, we do live in a world now where if you want to figure out how to do anything, you can get pretty good instructions. And if you're willing to, battle through it and fight through logic and try to figure stuff out, it's kind of there. I don't think I'm really good at anything in life, but I'm really good at, being determined and sitting through a growing process. And, that's kind of, how I have a career. I was never the smartest guy, the most talented guy, but I'll sit there, man, and just sweat something out. And yeah, we got there. I was kind of surprised at the reaction for that. I thought there were going to be a handful of deeply nerdy people that would be pretty excited about being able to pretend being Kai Harley and be able to run the math. It kind of took off a little bit, so it's been cool to see.
You so New Orleans.football. By the way, is this? I saw the link. I clicked on the link from Twitter, and it brought me to a landing page here. But is there an app in the App Store that someone can go download if they want to get it right now?
No, it's on our website. We have an app on the App Store, New Orleans.football, and it's part of that suite of things. It's on there, front page, bottom menu bar. There's a little calculator there. You can just touch it, and it'll bring you up to it. And yeah, like you can go through it. Like there's a free agent tab. You can go on the free agents, try to add them, see how they'll fit on the cap. Like it populates contracts for the top 150 free agents in the league, and like everything on there is like CBA compliant. I sent it to some cap people in the league to go through it and try to find some bugs. Like we had to work out a thing between accredited seasons and accrued seasons for league minimums. Like we are into like the deep details here. So like if it doesn't work on there, it's probably not going to be able to work in real life.
Yeah. So you've covered the NFL for 20 years now? How long have you been covering the NFL?
First season was 2010.
Okay, so a decade and a half there, give or take. So how much have you noticed in your time covering the NFL? Has there been an increase in fan interest in things like that? Because I'm your guy. I nerd out on stuff like this. Like I like watching the cap and the numbers and, the roster spots, 51, 52, 53. I nerd out on that. How much have you noticed an increase in that level of interest in your time covering the NFL?
Yeah, I think it definitely went up. That's a great question because the first probably 8 years or so of it, like you didn't really need to know too much about it. There was, the general belief was that, Tom Brady restructured his contract. He helped out the team. And it's like, no, Tom Brady just got a $30 million cash bonus.
Right.
And now all his money's guaranteed. He hasn't done anything to help out the team. He just got a payout and he got the same exact money. But like, I don't think people even understood those concepts for the first few years that I covered the NFL. And I would say probably maybe over like the last 7-8 years, like it's kind of really become a thing. Like Over the Cap was kind of like a little niche site, and then in that time, the book Crunching Numbers came out. That was kind of like a thing that I think started to open people's eyes. I covered the league. And yeah, I think it just kind of became this little cottage industry. For me, I started out covering the Patriots, and yeah, it wasn't a big thing. There was this guy, Mike Reese, that would kind of dive into the cap numbers a little bit, but it wasn't a huge thing. But, also covering the Saints, I think around here, there's probably increased interest on it. And it's just the way that they've operated. I mean, like you literally have to read that CBA and you have to find like rules and you got to find cap sources and you got to find people that are in like it's a legitimate living, breathing thing here that you have to cover like with the same level of detail as a player, maybe even more because it determines everything and it's been so complicated. And actually being able to explain what's going on and why it's happening and what they're doing and what's possible and what's not possible has been, hugely important because every year, they're at the end of the cap rainbow now, like they're about to be like free and clear. But, for a lot of times there's a lot of fear mongering with it. Oh, they're gonna have to cut Cam Jordan and Alvin Kamara and all these people, and you needed to understand why that wasn't true and why it wasn't happening. And I think that's been an important thing. Like you don't want to be the weather person on TV screaming that there's a hurricane coming. Well, there's somebody on the other channel saying there's no hurricane, and then the hurricane never comes. Like so, knowing it, I think that's been something you've had to know to be able to build trust and people see that over time. I mean, I think that's a huge, huge thing here, especially with the Saints. So, yeah, league-wide, I think it's become a major, major thing, and people follow it. And, just the level of detail in the NFL, I would say, even over the last 15 years, like coverage in general, I think is just a lot more detailed. And I think it was a lot of generalist takes, and I think the world's just become very specific. Pretty much like probably every topic, but definitely the deep details of the NFL are more important now than ever.
Yeah. And Nick, you brought up a good point there, or I thought it was an interesting point, because the NFL, like we tend to be very like deep on the thing we know, right, which would be the Saints, and the Saints have been sort of an outlier, which seems like an outlier in the NFL because of the cap gymnastics they do every year. Where do the Saints reside within like the scope of the 32 teams in the NFL for how they handle the cap? Another way to ask it, Nick, is like, Do you think other fan bases would be as interested in something like this, like Saints fans would be, because of the fact that we've all had to learn all this cap gymnastics stuff so much to keep up with it over the last 10 years?
I think Saints fans are smarter. Like they just on cap stuff. Like they have to be. They have to be though, because it's just some part of survival. Like they want to go on Twitter and have the battles, and you got to have the information to have the battles. And I think they just know how to use a tool like this. So yeah, I think there's a lot of interest on it, but like Philadelphia's kind of existing in the same place now, and they're starting to come up into that scary thing of what happens when you have a good team and you got to pay everybody, and how do you fit all these contracts and that. So I think there's a handful of teams where there's probably a little bit more knowledge because they have to have that knowledge. And if it isn't there yet and they don't know it, their team probably hasn't been good enough to be in cap trouble, and they haven't had to figure it out on that level. So I would say, yes, there's certain places there is, but other places, no, probably not. Like if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you probably haven't had to study a whole lot to see like how they keep a guy or how they fit a guy. So maybe that level of information isn't there. And something like what we've built with this cap calculator, where you gotta set out the years and how you want to backload it. Do you want to do an option bonus instead of a signing bonus? How does that affect the cap? Like you probably don't want to do that. You probably just want to punch in like a average per year, have it lay out evenly, and do the old Andrew Brandt Packers style of cap management, where if it's a $40 million contract, it costs $10 million a year, and you just move on. But I mean, if you've been in cap hell, or you're heading towards cap hell, or you're trying to stay competitive and not let hell become the definition, and it's just like competitive and aggressiveness, I think you gotta know this stuff. You gotta know how it works, so you know how your team can be built and what needs to happen, and the benefits of keeping and cutting guys and all that stuff. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm on a long ramble on it, but yeah, I think there's a handful of places where that cap knowledge is going to be a little bit more detailed.
He's Nick Underhill, Nick_Underhill, NewOrleans.football. Go check out the app, the cap calculator. By the way, I just signed Kenneth Gainwell on your site. So it's fantastic, and barely affected the cap whatsoever. Hey, last thing before you go. I love how you just said the Saints are sort of at the end of the rainbow, which is a great way to put it, of the cap hell. So I could tell right here, Paul, you could pull this up if you want on the screen. So you can see right there at the top. So going into this year, the Saints are $6.39 million over the cap. So very little to do, actually, this year to get within cap compliance. Nick, any best guess at what New Orleans does to get within cap compliance here?
Yeah, so a couple things to note there, though. Like, so the accelerations on the guys with voting contracts won't hit that number until March 11th. So it's holding right there now. So you can get ahead of it if you sign Cam Jordan to a one-year extension, add some void years on it, whatever you want to do. Like you can stop that acceleration from hitting. Same thing with DeMario Davis and Foster Moreau. I doubt Taysom Hill. I think Taysom Hill's probably out of here. So that number's going to hit. But there's also going to be a cap credit for Derek Carr that I believe they're going to get awarded. That's probably going to be around $5.4 million. So that'll be a credit to their cap there. They have a $10 million rollover that's accounted for on that total. In the rookie class, too, will cost a little bit of money, but they replace guys on the top 51. So it's not a bad situation at all. But that six number could go a little bit up depending on what happens. Now, on a couple of things that could affect it, if you're asking me to project it today, and I say this, the combine is next week. So there's January rumors out in the world, February hits, that combine hits. Our information, what's true today, may not be true on Tuesday. But if you're asking me, my best guess today, Cam Jordan stays, DeMario Davis goes, Taysom goes. And I think if Foster Moreau, if he's healthy, I don't think he costs anything. There's probably a decent chance he comes back. So for those guys, I think that's how that plays out. So the cap situation with their acceleration shouldn't be too bad, but there's a lot of flexibility there. Anyhow, I would say Chris Olave extension, probably at a very healthy number, probably a little bit higher than maybe you would expect, 33.5, something like that, maybe per year. I would guess somewhere around there. You can structure that in a way so that's actually cap friendly up front. But I mean, man, they can clear like $60 million in space, like in a matter of minutes. So, like, there's nothing that's going to constrain them. There's a dead money number this year that's quite large. It doesn't actually matter because there's room next year. And the thing to look at it too is, I think you're going to probably see some like aggressive moves a little bit with some of the stuff they do. But the way you can structure Tyler Shuck's contract, if he is worthy of a new deal, and I think he will end up being the guy, like I think there's ample evidence there that he's probably pretty good, and they'll probably sign him to an extension. That means you got a 5-year window really from today until a real number hits on his contract, because they'll structure it in a way to where the real money doesn't hit until like 5 calendar years from today. So you can go out and you can, if you want to call it an overpay on Chris Olave just to keep him to make sure he never hits the market, you can overpay him because you aren't paying the quarterback. You got 5 years right now where you want to build a structure that's going to help elevate your young quarterback, and you take advantage of it. And then hopefully where you're at on the flip side of that, when you're going into year 6 of that, Shuck's good enough that he's elevating everybody else. And you don't need the $30 million receivers because you have a guy that's throwing people open, throwing with anticipation, and all this stuff happens. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, Tom Brady never really had a lot of name brand receivers because he was elevating people. Patrick Mahomes had Kelsey and Cheetah and all these people around him. And then you got to pay Patrick Mahomes, and now it's him and nobody else. And, yeah, they missed the playoffs, but you got to hope that your guys are elevating them. Josh Allen, you can't feel bad for Josh Allen that, they didn't build a team around him. Well, Josh Allen's getting all the money. It's his job now to elevate everybody else to that Super Bowl level. So that's just kind of how it goes. You got that window. You pay guys. You try to take advantage of it. And you want to set up your cap so that a lot of that stuff's expiring, so then you're paying your quarterback and you have room to build a little bit around him with some other guys. But, that's kind of where they're at right now with that. And I think they're actually in an advantageous situation, and really they shouldn't have anything that's limiting. I think they need to be smart, obviously, with what they do. I don't want them to go out and sign top of the market guys at all kinds of positions or anything, but they can be smartly aggressive here. And they have a real nice window where, I think they need to build it out.
Nick, good stuff, man. This is great. NewOrleans.football. Go check out the new app. It'll help you with the salary cap. It's really easy to use and navigate. Great stuff, man. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Keep doing your thing.
All right, bud. Be well. NewOrleans.football. NewOrleans.football. Go check it out. It's kind of going bonkers on Twitter, and it's really, really cool. I'm gonna sign Breece Hall in the break and see what that does to the cap. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, 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 ARCCO, Arco.com. Industrial Generac Generator Power. That's Arco Power Systems, Arco.com. It doesn't matter if it's a school, government, municipality, grocery stores, convenience stores, if it's your gas station, industrial power plants, facilities, anything that is a commercial industrial facility, when the power goes out, what do? Arco. Everything's turnkey. Sell, service, install, Generac industrial generator power from Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com, Arco.com. Just confirmed Jay Johnson will join us in 1 hour from right now from Jacksonville. Tigers went to Jacksonville, practiced this morning there in Jacksonville. And so Jay will be with us in 1 hour from right now. We'll preview the weekend with Jay coming up in 1 hour from right now. Quick break. Kendall Rogers is next. AFR.
After Further Review.
Let's Rev, y'all. REV. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. So they laid the fiber in my neighborhood. Been telling you about that. And we have our install tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. A Rev technician will be at our house to do our install. Yes, we still have a landline. Rev can take care of that. Yeah, that's Erica, by the way. Erica's the one who wants the landline. Yes, we still have cable. It's Erica. She wants cable. So we have cable. Rev will be our cable provider as well. And yes, we have internet because everybody's got to have internet. Well, if you want high-speed internet, lightning fast speeds up to 5 gigs, all fiber network, which is the big, for me, look, Rev, they're local. I love that selling point, that component of it, the fact that they are a local company, 90 years of being local in the community, local call center. I love that part of it. The price is the price. They're not going to get you on a trial period, then jack the price. The price is the price. Yo, the all-fiber network is just a game changer. They just laid fiber in our neighborhood. REV. Let's Rev.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, Russo, we good to go? Good.
We're good to go.
Great. Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, good enough to hang out with us here like he does on Thursdays. How are you, dude?
I'm doing well. You know, me and Miss might have talked off air just about my slip. You know, I know we all thought it was funny, but
it was really
I have
funny.
a high level of respect from somebody who respects Todd Peterson the way he does.
Todd Peterson.
Oh, there we go. Attaboy.
Hey, nationally, who is your biggest surprise opening weekend in college baseball?
I think how good Oklahoma was.
Yup.
I mean, Oklahoma looked like the 1917 Yankees over the weekend at Globe Life. I mean, it was balanced offense. It was powerful offense. I mean, their catcher had 3 straight steals. He wasn't quite as fast as Zach York, but I mean, it was 3 straight steals, and their pitching was awesome. Their pitching, you know, I told some of this earlier, but like LJ McCurry is their Saturday starter. I think he went 5 or 6 innings, 1 run, up to 98, and every single pitch he threw had his fastball, slider, changeup had a whiff rate over 60% for his outing. So he looked terrific. And by the way, I mentioned it last week, Arkansas just looked okay to me. Dave Van Horn already called out his offense. 2 games in the season, he's calling his offense out. So it kind of gives you an idea of where the Hogs are as they go into week 2.
Not sure how much you got to see LSU against a really overmatched opponent.
A little bit.
Yeah, I would like, and I know you're gonna be there in Jacksonville this weekend. But an overarching takeaway from the Tigers opening weekend or the 5 games in 6 days?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just the pitching depth. I think we all thought that would be a strength of this team, but I love seeing a guy like a Gavin Guidry go out there and get off to the start that he has on the mound with 10 strikeouts and 4 1/3. Number one, I'm just rooting for the guy in general because I think he's a fun player and he's finally healthy. I think offensively, anytime you have a guy go from the WAC to the SEC, and again, I know he's going against Milwaukee, but just to see Zach York get off to a really good start, he was just kind of the same hitter that we saw at GCU. Seth Dardar, I mean, again, big-time power. I like the fact that, he had 7 walks already with no strikeouts. You typically don't think of a kind of a big bopper, left-handed hitter type like that who, has such a great eye at the plate. He has been that so far. And, of course, Jake Brown. I mean, I would like to say I'm surprised that he has looked as good as he's looked, but I'm not really surprised. I just think he's elite. And he has the elite home run celebrations, too.
I mean, Kendall has dropped in a Todd Peterson.
Ted Peterson.
A Zach York steal and a Jake Brown home run celebration. I'm just saying, kind of feels like you're in midseason form already. This isn't
I'm in midseason form. Hey, I did see somebody refer to Zach York as the Boudin Bambino, and by the way, that is phenomenal.
Okay.
I thought that was awesome.
We're trying to figure out. So he says he likes Big Papa. I've seen Creole Bambino, right? Creole Bambino, Boudin. What did you say, Boudin Bambino?
I saw somebody refer to him as the Boudin Bambino. I kind of like it.
Don't hate it. I mean, I'm down for whatever direction they go. But he says he likes Big Papa, so that's probably what's going to stick. But we'll see. Hey, this weekend when LSU goes down to Jacksonville, I know you all are putting on the event there. Maybe a thought. Let's talk about the teams LSU is going to play, in particular Indiana, who LSU will take on Friday. What do we need to know about the Hoosiers?
Yeah, what's interesting about IU is over the weekend against North Carolina, who, by the way, I think is a really good team. I think they're a national championship contender if they're going to hit the way they hit in the later innings in that weekend. I think the Indiana scores are a little deceiving. If you go back and look at the UNC series, I mean, there were a couple of games there where, it was, 1-1 or 2-1 there in the middle to, 6th, 7th inning, and things just kind of fell apart. So it does seem like the bullpen is a little bit of an issue. It does seem like their starting pitching has some potential. But I do think this is a weekend for LSU that's kind of neat in the sense that I think as long as they play pretty decent baseball, they're going to go 3-0. But I think these teams are good enough to challenge them a little bit. Indiana's got talent. If you look at Notre Dame, there's a club that last year was right on the cusp of the NCAA tournament. Sean Stutz, their coach, thinks they're going to be better this year. So quality club in the UCF. I mean, we know UCF's going to have talent. They've got Roman Kimball, the South Carolina kickback, Zach Skinner, a really talented transfer from Lamar. So, I mean, they've got talent. So I think Jay's going to find out a little bit in the sense that they're going to go against good but not great teams.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. I don't want to overreact after one weekend, but was there on the opposite end of that spectrum, if Oklahoma is the one that was maybe a pleasant surprise, anybody that maybe was underwhelming opening weekend?
Yeah, I would say, if you look at the top 10, Louisville, losing the first 2 games to Michigan State was a little surprising to me. Arizona, who I kind of thought they would struggle a little bit just because they lost All-American Tony Pluta at the back end of the week of rotation for the year because of an injury. But, Arizona was 0-4. Arizona and UConn actually played this weekend in the 3-game series, and both of those teams are 0-4. Both of those teams were projected NCAA tournament teams coming into the season. And I know it's kind of crazy to say, but for a team like UConn, where you're in the Big East, you don't have a lot of RP opportunities in season, in conference, this is a kind of a put-up or shut-up weekend. If you lose, let's say, 5 of your 6 non-conference games or your non-conference games of the weekend to start the year, man, you're already so far behind the 8 ball. So this is a big weekend for Connecticut.
D1baseball.com. It's a great opportunity if you're following along with the Tigers all season long. D1 Baseball. Make sure you get over there, get subscribed. Of course, D1 Baseball up and put on the series this weekend. The Tigers will be playing in D1baseball.com. One other thing outside of the weekend, obviously in Jacksonville, Kendall, give us something else to watch, SEC or nationally, another weekend series that we should be keeping an eye on.
Yeah, how about TCU at UCLA? Unfortunately, Friday's starter for TCU, Tommy Laporte, is out this weekend. But I saw the Frogs over the weekend, and I really like what they have offensively. Sawyer Stroh-Snyder, Lucas Franco, one of the best middle infielders in the country. As a freshman, he's a treat to watch. And, of course, Rock Chalowski on Tuesday night for UCLA had 2 home runs in that game. So Rock Chalowski in midseason form. So that's kind of the big one for me. And then, hey, I just mentioned Michigan State knocking off Louisville. They actually go to Austin this weekend to take on the Longhorns. So just keep an eye on that one. I think Texas will handle them, but you never know.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Get him at Kendall Rogers, D1baseball.com, D1baseball.com. Good stuff as always, man. Enjoy the weekend there in Jacksonville. We'll talk soon.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
All right, we appreciate it. That is Kendall Rogers. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by our friends at Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Of course, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, championship health partners, synonymous with one another. We always encourage you that whenever you're in need of health care, be it for your day-to-day care. I told you my general practitioner is Dr. Kurt Chastain with the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. If it's pediatrics, Drew sees specialists at Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, a gorgeous, state-of-the-art, standalone children's hospital in Baton Rouge, really a beacon light for our entire region. If it's cancer or heart or stroke or whatever specialty it may be, if it's the lake after hours or the lake urgent care, Our Lady of the Lake is there to care for you every day here in our community. Of course, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Rolling along here on a Monday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Chris Hummer will talk some transfer portal with us in 15 minutes. Jay Johnson in 45 minutes will join us from Jacksonville. And then Ryan Clark will be here in hour 3. Been a minute since we caught up with RC, but RC is one of the panelists and contributors for the Rain Will Bring Flowers event next week at the PMAC, totally free event, discussing mental health. And very excited to talk about that with RC. We'll knock around some Lane Kiffin, some other football stuff as well. So we'll have RC in hour number 3. All right, it's After Further Review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll wrap up hour number 1 with Around the SEC next.
After Further Review.
If you're thinking about selling your home, you know what to do. Call Darren James. Get your home sold. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com, agent225.com. You know, working with Darren obligates you to nothing. The number one complaint, did you know this? The number one complaint to the National Association of Realtors, the number one complaint is hired an agent, they listed my home, and I never heard from him or her again. With Darren James, you never have to worry about that. He's not just going to list your home on a website and slap a sign in your yard. He's going to actively work to sell your home every single day. And if you're not thrilled with the level of service Darren provides, you can fire him. He'll let you out of contract free and clear, no questions asked at any point. By the way, in Darren's entire career, no one has ever taken him up on that. That's the level of service Darren James provides. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we are 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
This is so exciting. Anthony Parker sent me a text on the show text line. He's done this twice now. He sent me a photo of a Waymo in New Orleans. I'm really excited about this.
You're obsessed with the Waymo.
I didn't get to ride a Waymo when I was there for Endymion this past weekend. We just didn't have need. We had a vehicle, and then we walked from our hotel. It's one of the great things about New Orleans is downtown is walkable.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked. We did take an Uber once. We did actually to breakfast on Saturday morning, but we didn't take a Waymo. I don't think Erica would ride a Waymo. I would. I would love it. Anyway, send me a photo. There's a Waymo somewhere. It looks like it's under the interstate somewhere. I don't know where this is, but expand your horizons. Ride a Waymo. How awkward is it when you have a Uber driver? Do you talk to the Uber driver? Do you talk to Uber driver?
Depends on if the Uber driver wants to talk to me. Quite honestly,
The Uber driver seldom ever starts the conversation. It's, are you going to start the convo with the Uber driver? They don't ever start it. It's usually, hey, how's your day going? And then you wait on their response. But are you going to start the how's your day going?
Yeah, I ask that sometimes I get an Uber. Hey, how's it going tonight? And then if they want to take it, they take it and we talk.
So we were in Vegas. We went a few weeks ago.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Did I tell the story on air?
I don't know.
All right, Erica had the most awkward Uber driver interaction ever.
I don't think you told this.
I'll do that in a moment. Right now, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Take that, Greenberg. Arkansas hiring Ryan Silverfield's former Memphis assistant as quarterbacks coach. So Clint Trickett left for Maryland, and now Mitch Stewart is coming in to replace Trickett, who had been hired. Matt Zenitz was first to have the news. So Stewart was the head coach at Murray State prior, had stints at Georgia Southern, Samford, Middle Tennessee. Now he's going to be an assistant there at Arkansas.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Vandy has hired former Vols offensive lineman Jackson Lampley. He will be assistant offensive line coach there at Vandy. Played under Jeremy Pruitt and Josh Heupel during his time at Tennessee, but also was an offensive intern at LSU, incidentally, in last year in 2025. So Vanderbilt kicks off its 2026 season against Austin Peay, and Lampley will be an assistant.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
Wide receiver Isaiah Hartrip will return to Ole Miss in 2026. He's a Missouri native. Got his 7th year of eligibility granted. Played 4 seasons at Southern Illinois. He's played in 37 career games with 27 starts. Last season, he played 15 games for Ole Miss, had just 3 catches.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
2 more Georgia players arrested on reckless driving charges. Chris Cole and Darren Ikinenbon, 2 linebackers, arrested, booked at about 10 o'clock Eastern time with reckless driving, speeding, maximum limits. Both are misdemeanors. Are both arrested. Georgia, by now they just have to have the carbon copy statement that they just release every time something like this happens.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
And Tennessee's lefty Brandon Arvidsson will be available this weekend against Kent State. Didn't play in any of the first 4 games because of arm soreness. So Josh Elander, new head coach there, confirmed that Arvidsson would make his debut, said sooner than later, and he'll pitch this weekend, preseason first team, all SEC. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We are brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing. By the way, it's me and Terrio and Tilly and our whole gang. We have a crew over at our house this week. We're painting the inside of our house. And our paint crew yesterday found a wet spot on the sheetrock in a hallway. And so they cut a hole and found there was a leak. So what did I do? I called our parish crew. And this morning, Zach was out at our house and found an active leak on our roof, and they're repairing it tomorrow morning. So even I am not exempt from roof leaks. So what you do if you have a roof leak or think you might, do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. And, of course, who else is giving you a chance to win $25,000 cash? Nobody except us. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Sign up for a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. You could win $25,000 cash. Parishbuilt.com. Okay, I am going to tell you the most awkward Uber story ever, but we have Chris Hummer coming up after Sports Day, but I promise I'm getting to it. It's AFR.
AFR.
Okay, y'all. Tomorrow is the first Friday in Lent. You know that. Fat Tuesday has passed. Wednesday was, of course, Ash Wednesday. So tomorrow is the first Friday in Lent, as you well know. So if you're a practicing Catholic, that means you are not going to be eating meat, very likely. You're going to be abstaining from meat. So you're going to be looking for seafood options. Well, I got great news. Go to Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. They got boiled crawfish. I get it. You may say it doesn't really feel like a sacrifice. Well, in South Louisiana, it doesn't feel like a sacrifice. But if you're going to abstain and you're hungry for seafood, my goodness, the spectacular hot bar menu is there. Fried and baked fish, frog legs, deviled crabs, shrimp, pasta, hush puppies, white beans, mac and cheese, cobbler, so much more. It's all there at Rouse's. Make Rouse's your Lenten headquarters. Rouse's. This feels like home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Hillary Knight, captain clutch for the U.S. women's Olympic hockey team against its biggest rival, scored the game-tying goal with just over 2 minutes to go in regulation. The golden goal scored by Megan Keller with less than a minute remaining in overtime. Team USA won its third gold medal with a 2-1 victory over Canada in the gold medal game. The NBA returns from the All-Star break with 10 games on the schedule, highlighted by the league-leading Pistons visiting the Knicks. Per ESPN Analytics, there is a 22% chance the teams meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, and ESPN's Danny Green gives the nod to New York, winning the East.
With the talent they have and the Cavs not looking like what the Cavs were last year, Indiana being hurt, Boston not having full health, this is the team that you look to with the experience, with the talent, with the roster, with the depth to be the team to come out of the East. So even though their record doesn't show it, their style of play, their talent, and their experience have proven that they're the top dog and should be the team to be favored in the East.
Knicks currently third in the conference. Warriors guard Steph Curry dealing with persistent pain in his right knee, out a 6th straight game tonight versus the Celtics.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, we'll continue to react to the Ravens' new offensive coordinator saying he expects all the players to be at voluntary workouts. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Russo. And Mr. Toby Template. I mean, it's Thursday. We'll go with Russo on Thursday. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Jay Johnson in 28 minutes from right now. Join us from Jacksonville. Ryan Clark next hour. Chris Hummer does great work over at CBS Sports and 24/7 as their national portal analyst. Also covers college football. Good enough to jump aboard for a couple of minutes here. Yo, man, welcome back. Thanks for the time. How are you?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yep, it's always our pleasure. 24/7 rated LSU's class the number one portal class. I don't think that's a giant surprise, but it's by a giant margin. When you look at the number, it's an 80.35 points. Ole Miss was second at 57.80. Help us, if you would, make sense of that gap, just how far ahead of number 2 LSU was.
It's a pretty significant gap, and LSU's class is the number one transfer class in history. I would say that the transfer rankings are still relatively new, and even the quality of them, I would say, has only improved over the years. So looking back to 5 years ago is a little different than now. But, yeah, LSU's class is as good as it gets in the portal. 3 number one players at their position, and you could argue the 3 most important positions on the field. So LSU was very aggressive in the portal, and they quite clearly have the best class.
I think it's very easy, Chris, to look at, like you mentioned, Sam Levitt, Jordan Seaton, Prince William Yellen, right? The headliners in the class. When you look at LSU's portal class, where do you see maybe the greatest value or impact outside of those top tier upper crust guys?
You could go a lot of directions, but it's hard not to look at receiver and what they did in the portal at that position. There's just a lot of quality there from top to bottom, guys like Trey Brown, Eugene Wilson, Jace Brown coming over from Kansas State. That is a really, really solid group. I like what they did at edge as well, Jordan Ross and Princewell coming over from Ole Miss. Like, that is the highlight group. So those are 2 of the areas that stick out. Obviously, there's a lot of investment in the offensive line, but I think that unit has a little more to prove than some of the others, at least among the portal class.
Chris, is there a player in particular, if you look at like a sleeper type player that you think could have a really big impact for LSU in this class outside of the top tier guys we talked about?
Yeah, there's a lot of players in
you
the class.
You got 40 to choose from. We can figure it out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Throw a dart.
William Satterwhite, I thought, was a really good pickup at center for LSU. I think he has a chance to be a really good impact player for them. I always liked Dylan Jones leaving Wisconsin when he was in high school. Sean Tompkins, the tackle coming over from Baylor, I think can be a really high-level contributor in the SEC. TJ Daugherty's probably the guy I would probably pick, though. He's a plug-and-play starter and a linebacker. Going to eat snaps for them. I just did a big under-the-radar list of transfers. Nationally, only one LSU player made the list because they had so many highly ranked guys, but it was actually Landon Clark, the third-string quarterback for LSU, a guy who would have started at pretty much every G5 school in the country this year had he chose to leave. I don't think LSU's quite going to have to get there. At least LSU fans, I'm sure, hope they don't. But he's another guy that people really like.
Chris Hummer is with us, 24/7 Sports, CBS, national transfer portal analyst over there. You referenced your under-the-radar guys in the portal. I'm interested who in the SEC you think maybe found that value under the radar.
I think the SEC is harder, right? Because their under the radar names aren't really as under the radar as everybody else's because just the quality of players that come in the conference. If you're looking for somebody who did a really good job quietly, I would point at Kentucky. Obviously, there's some top of the class guys in that group, especially offensive line. But I think there was a lot of depth and value in that class, and I think Kentucky is a team that, thanks to what they did in the portal and some of the changes on the coaching staff, has a chance to make a pretty significant leap next season.
Chris, I think everybody here is going to talk a lot about Ole Miss naturally, for better or worse. The parallels with Lane Kiffin and his staff coming over, what they built at Ole Miss, now what they left, how Ole Miss starts to move forward as a program without Lane Kiffin. You all at 24/7 have Ole Miss with the second highest rated transfer portal class. How would you compare what Ole Miss did this year without Lane Kiffin to what they had done with him prior in the portal era?
I mean, you could argue it was more successful in some ways. There are areas where I would question Ole Miss's class. At the time, it would have been quarterback as the obvious kind of highlight of that, but now Trinidad Chambliss is likely back, and they kind of anticipated that with the way they approached that. But I think the big difference is investment. That class is very, very expensive at Ole Miss, and you could say the same thing at LSU. LSU's transfer class this year is considerably more expensive than it was the year before. And I think both teams, kind of in a tug and war between the two, really armed themselves to compete in the portal, and you saw them both do so very aggressively. So that's the biggest difference. It's just a much more expensive group, and I think you see the quality increase as a result of
that. Chris Hummer is our guest here for a couple more minutes, talking about this portal cycle now with the benefit of hindsight. No spring portal window, of course, so these rosters, for all intents and purposes, are done with what we'll see in 2026. If you go outside of the league and you take a closer look at the piece that you published of the under-the-radar players, where did your focus tend to zoom in?
It kind of zoomed in wherever people took me, if that makes sense. I probably talked to 50 or 60 front office staffers for the story, so it's just whoever they really liked, and the nominations that came up the most kind of made the list. If you're talking about schools that did a really good job and got mentioned several times, among the national contenders, I think Indiana had 4 players on the list. I think Indiana's front office staff is as respected as any in the country, and Curt Cignetti plays a very big role in what they do on that side of the ball, too. He is very locked in terms of evaluations in a way not all head coaches are. So you saw quite a few of their guys make the list. Bob Chesney over at UCLA. The Bruins had quite a few guys pop up on here. I think people thought they did a really good job rebuilding that roster, and there was a lot to do. And I mean, in the Big 12, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, UCF, all had multiple guys, just players that front office staffers really liked and what they did. And if you go out to the ACC, Boston College came up quite a bit.
Chris Hummer from 24/7 Sports and, of course, CBS, their national portal analyst, covers college football as well. Before you go, how do you think Lane Kiffin does at LSU in 2026?
I think he does fine. Whether it's enough to justify the cost of that roster and the expectations that'll be on him, we'll see. But they're going to be one of the 3 most talented teams in the SEC next year on paper, and given the schedule and given what's on that roster, I would be surprised if they didn't win 10 games. If they don't, I think that would be a pretty significant disappointment.
They win 10 games. They should be a college football playoff team. That certainly will be the expectation here. But a long way to go until they tee it up and kick it off on Labor Day weekend. Chris, we always appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Man, it's our pleasure. Chris Hummer, CBS Sports and 24/7. He's on Twitter at Chris_Hummer if you want to give him a follow. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, not only in Baton Rouge, but all over Louisiana now with their Dallas office open as well. As Blaze is fond of saying, it's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. Maybe you just welcomed a new baby into the world and you need to sleep at night to be your best. Well, the decision critical nurses can come in-home and take care of the baby in the overnight hours while you sleep. Maybe it's end-of-life care. Maybe you're caring for an elderly parent and you need someone in-home while you go to work. There's a lot of different reasons. Maybe you're post-operative. So many different reasons why you could need in-home nursing care. And Decision Critical delivers that with their expertise and care. It's decisioncriticalbr.com to learn more. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Schedule that discovery call today. All right, thanks to Chris Hummer for joining us. If you missed it, we had Nick Underhill and Kendall Rogers with us last hour. Jay Johnson will be here in about 20 minutes from right now. Tigers took off yesterday for Jacksonville. They practiced earlier today, 11 a.m. Central. It was noon local time there in Jacksonville. They practiced today at the ballpark where the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp play. So practiced today. They will play tomorrow early. Then they play Saturday at 11 a.m. Central. And then Sunday is a 2 o'clock game as well. So they got early start times this weekend against Indiana, Notre Dame, and UCF. Again, we'll talk to Jay Johnson coming up here in about 20 minutes from right now. And then RC will be with us in about a little more than 1 hour. Been a minute since we talked to RC. I was texting with Ryan earlier to book that. And he was like, man, how's it going? I'm like, well, it's been about 3 months of being on the Lane Kiffin roller coaster, just been underwater, just coming up for air. And he told me he's on, I don't think he'd mind me saying this, he said he's on 6 different group text messages with Lane Kiffin. I don't know who all is on them. I didn't bother to ask. But I only submit that to you to say that Ryan knows Lane on a personal level better than I do. And Lane has been on the pivot as well. So I think he's going to have a really good perspective on Lane and what we can expect and all that stuff. So I'll ask Ryan about that coming up when he's with us in hour number 3. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. Okay, we'll do our Olympic update, and I'll tell you the Uber story, the most awkward Uber story ever. We'll do that next. Stay.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Watermark Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225 in downtown Baton Rouge. There's just no other choice. I mean, there's other hotels downtown Baton Rouge, but you're talking about Baton Rouge's premier luxury hotel. What an amazing job they did renovating that building, the old Louisiana National Bank building, the original high-rise in downtown Baton Rouge, maintaining the historical integrity, but renovating it to add modern amenities while maintaining the historical integrity. It is fine. And I'm just telling you, you're going to be downtown for whatever reason. Maybe you're at a wedding reception. Maybe you have a conference downtown. Maybe you're at something at the River Center. You're going for a concert, whatever it may be. I know Mardi Gras ball season's down the rearview mirror, but make plans to stay at Watermark Baton Rouge or to visit. Pop in, have dinner at the Gregory, have a cocktail or glass of wine at the bar. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Parrish, we're built for tough players and tough roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishGroup.com.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication.
Our highly skilled nurses.
rpcontractors.com. They're in reserve. They're an hour from anywhere. rpcontractors.com. That's where you can find them online. rpcontractors.com. And you can always go to the website to see this month's Safety Spotlight recognition. rpcontractors.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
So I told you, Jay Johnson will be here in 13 minutes to do our Olympic update in just a second. Okay, most awkward Uber story ever. I've been teasing it for 20 minutes. But so I got a text onto the show text line from Anthony, who Anthony Parker is this gentleman's name, who has now a couple of times sent me photos of Whimos in New Orleans. If you're not familiar, the Waymo is like an autonomous cab. It's a self-driving vehicle. And I think it started in Phoenix, and they're in San Francisco. So Ross Jackson and I, when we were in San Francisco for the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago, one night Ross and I went to dinner, and we took a Waymo. So first Waymo experience, loved it. It was awesome. Posted a video on my Instagram. Go check it out. Ross and I nerded out completely because we both had our cameras, our phones out, like videoing the Waymo. And then we turned and we're like videoing each other, videoing the Waymo. We're nerds, but whatever. Waymo was awesome. So I kind of joked, like, I don't know that Waymo would actually work in New Orleans because the roads are so bad. I mean, I guess it's kind of a joke, but not really, because it's fair to wonder, like, would the vehicle stop if it got stuck in a pothole, sort of thing. But anyway, incidentally, my phone is ringing and Erica's calling me right now, which means Drew is probably calling me right now. Hang on. I was going to try to answer. So Drew has Erica's phone and certainly was just calling. So we were in Las Vegas. So anyway, I was telling a story and we got talking about, do you talk to the Uber drivers? Erica is wholly incapable of getting into an Uber without trying to find out the driver's life story. Cannot just sit in an Uber quietly. It could be an hour-long Uber ride, and she is going to talk to this person. Doesn't matter who they are, what their day is. She's going to talk to this person the entire ride. I mean, I could be hitting her on the leg. This person could be giving her one-word answers, like all of the verbal clues to say, like, lady, shut up. She's not shutting up. She's incapable. She has to have this conversation. I think we all know people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can give me a verbalized yes. That's okay. Anyway, so we're in Vegas, and we get into an Uber. It's just me and her. And the Uber driver, you could tell, because it tells you the name of the driver, this is someone with this man is Chinese. His name, it's a very Chinese name. I don't remember it offhand, but you could it's not Vietnamese. It wasn't Japanese. It was a Chinese name. And we get in, and there's a laminated sign right there. So we're in the captain's chairs in the second row, and right there in the console facing the passengers is this laminated sign. It's very polite. It's this gentleman written like, "Welcome into my Uber. Forgive me, but I don't speak English very well. I'm not being rude. I'm going to do my best to get you where you want to go safely and an enjoyable ride. So relax, enjoy, but I can't converse with you." It's basically what this is saying. It's saying, please don't talk to me because I don't speak English very well.
Oh my gosh.
We're in Las Vegas. And so it's a giant international city.
Yeah.
With all different types of people and cultures from everywhere. And this man just doesn't speak English, which is perfectly fine and acceptable. And we get in the car. I look at the sign, and the first thing she does, "Hey, how are you? How's your night going?" And I go like, "Babe, look." And so I point to the sign, and I hand it to her, and so she reads it. So she puts the sign down, and she keeps talking to him.
Oh, no.
Except she starts trying to talk to him in Spanish.
Wait.
She starts saying like, "Como estás? Donde está el baño?" Things like that. I'm like, Erica. I show her the Uber. I'm like, this man is Chinese. He doesn't speak English and he doesn't speak Spanish either. Like, what are you doing? Stop talking in this moment. I mean, this man, we got out of that Uber and this man had to think, that has to be the dumbest American I have ever driven in.
So wait, the sign didn't say that he was Chinese? I thought you said the sign said that too.
The sign was in English.
Right.
Right? But it didn't say, he just said
okay,
like,
I don't speak English.
I don't speak English. Or my English is very poor or whatever the case may be.
So Erica just assumed he was Spanish.
Just assumed he was Spanish. Just started speaking.
That's awesome.
Never mind the fact that, by the way, you could also tell, like this man is Asian.
Yeah.
Like he is not.
You can see his face. Like
He's Asian.
You're
He's
in the
an
car
Asian
with
man.
him. You can see him. Yeah. That's incredible.
I'm going to tell you what, man.
That's one of the best things I've ever heard, actually.
She used to sing Capable. Like, it is just like it's like Ron Burgundy reading anything on the teleprompter, or Eric Cartman has to sing every word to Come Sail Away. She just gets in an Uber and she has got to talk to the Uber driver the entire time. So while she would be mortified being in a Waymo just because there's no driver, she also would hate a Waymo because she would have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
And she just has to talk to the driver.
Yeah.
So just note to self, if you're an Uber driver and you don't like chatty Cathys who get into your Uber and you ever see Erica Moscona pop up requesting a ride, do not accept that ride because she is going to talk to you. Even if you're an Asian man who has a sign that says, "Please don't talk to me," she's still going to talk to you in another language that's not yours. That is Erica.
Has anyone just told her they don't want to talk before? You don't know?
I don't.
Okay.
Probably not. They're afraid it'll affect their rating or their tip or anything like that. But it's why you give vocal cues.
Yeah.
You give short answers. You don't answer. It's the human experience that we all have. You know when someone's not interested in talking, and so you stop talking to that person.
Yeah.
Anyway. Or like close talkers. When you get a close talker and then someone keeps backing away from you, you don't take another step forward. They are backing away from you. Figure it out, close talker.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a reason. You're way too close. Very awkward. Anyway. Erica does that all the time too. Like at night, I'll tell her good night. And when I tell her good night, it's good night. Right? And so like I'm going to bed. And then sure as the day is long and the sun will rise, as soon I tell her goodnight, I kiss her, walk into the bedroom, like as soon as I turn, she will ask me another question and start engaging me in further conversation. I'm like, no, it's over. The day is over. We are not, the conversation is done. You had your opportunity. It's done. She gets very upset about that too.
I bet.
Well, she knows the rules.
Yeah.
She knows the rules.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else? Do you need help? I was like, before I go to bed, do you need help with anything? Is there anything I can do? Anything you need to say? Give her a kiss.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Good. But it'll happen tonight, Muse. It will happen tonight. I might record it just so you know I'm not lying. I might record her tonight just so you know. When I tell her goodnight, I may record it just so you know I'm not lying. All right, it's after further review. And then I used to wear hostage tape.
I remember that. You said that. Yes, we had a whole conversation about that on the show.
By the way, so hostage tape is the stuff that prevents you from snoring. It forces you to breathe out of your nose. So if you snore and you're a mouth breather, wear hostage. I'm telling you, I don't snore anymore. I wore hostage tape probably every day for 2 years, and I trained myself. I don't have to wear it anymore.
That's pretty cool.
I trained myself to breathe out of my nose when I sleep, so I do not snore anymore. 10 out of 10 recommend. But so I would put hostage tape on before I go to bed, and so I would tell her all the time, like, this is it. I cannot talk to you anymore. I'm putting tape on my mouth. But sure as the day is long, I'd put that hostage tape on, and she still want to talk. Be like, done. See you. Good night. All right, it's after further review. Are brought to you by Relief Windows. Windows, door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters too. Oh, and shades. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Energy efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. I saw today, I don't think he would mind me saying this because he did put it on social media, but Brandon went today on a mission trip to Haiti. And I remember talking to him about this about a month ago or so. And this is the type of person Brandon Holly is. He's very philanthropic. He's very generous. And he gives so much to so many. And he's obviously done very well in business and has had the means to be able to support a lot of different organizations. But he told me, he's like, Matt, I mean, I can give money to people, but I want to do for people. And so he's going to Haiti to build schools and work in this community. And he's an amazing man. And so, and that's the person running the organization. And those are the type of values that emanate throughout the organization. You know what you're going to get. That's why you're going to get exemplary customer service. You're going to get great product, great experience. All the ethics and the integrity from Brandon emanate throughout the entire business. It's Relief Windows. Look, you can go get quotes. You can go get 5 quotes, 10 quotes, however many you want. If you're looking for the cheapest, Relief Windows is never going to be the cheapest. They won't. Their business model does not allow them to be the cheapest, but they will be the best. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, it's after further review. We don't have time for the Olympic update. We'll get to it later because we just spent all the time talking about Erica Zuber's story. But I think it was worth it. Would you rather hear Go USA from the English guy? Go USA! And hear that we're losing a medal count to Norway? Or would you rather have heard Erica Zuber's story?
They made a move today on the medal board.
Maybe we'll get to it later. But tell me that Erica Zuber's story wasn't worth it.
I mean, that was awesome.
Told you.
The fact she started speaking Spanish to the man. That's so good.
Spanish. Speaking Spanish to a very Chinese man who speaks maybe 5 words of English. Anyway, okay, it's after further review. We will knock out a quick break. Jay Johnson from Jacksonville when we return. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about Clegg's Nursery. I love telling you about a great local business that's been around for 6 decades. So listen, if you got to do some yard work, okay? The freeze is over. Maybe some of your plants died. You need see if you can bring them back to life. And if not, if they're really long gone, you need to plant some new ones. Bypass the big box store. That's going to be my ask for you today. Bypass the big box store. Support a great local business that has all the things you need. The flowers and plants and trees and shrubs and gardening utensils and seeds and everything. And mulch and soil, bag, bulk, all of it. Garden decor, they got all of it. And they even have hardware as well. They got floodlights and nails and all the other stuff that you'd want there too. It's at Clegg's Nursery. Duct tape, garbage bags. Bypass the box store and go see our friends at Clegg's Nursery. Support a great local business that supported our community for 6 decades. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you,
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Tigers are in Jacksonville. They practiced earlier today. 3-game series, Indiana, Notre Dame, Central Florida. Jay Johnson, good enough to hop aboard with us for a couple of minutes. Always appreciate it. Thanks. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing outstanding. Thanks. I'd imagine, when you push off from the dock with 56 ahead of you, you go in with some ideas, right, based on fall and preseason work. Based on what you thought going into the first 5 games in 6 days and what you saw over that sample, anything maybe surprise you or anything different than what you thought?
Good question. I think I believed the strength of our team would maybe be in numbers and depth and guys that can help, and that's probably what stood out. We've used a lot of different pitchers in different situations and feel really good about how the bullpen has performed, so not a surprise there. Hitting-wise, a lot of good matchups that we feel like we can get for guys, and they've come through in those deals. So, yeah, I don't think so. I'm pleased that we were behind on opening day and responded well. I'm pleased we were in a close game in game 2 and responded well, and I'm pleased we've played pretty well the last 3 games.
Yeah, you found a way to win games in very different ways. It's also interesting, a lot's been made of the 49 strikeouts, which is a program record over the opening weekend. But it's also a team that's led the country in strikeouts the past 2 seasons. It might sound like an obvious thing, but do you all recruit to that? I mean, is it just a product of good talent, or is this something you were all intending to do?
Another good question.
I'm full of them today. How about that?
You're rolling mid-season form. When I arrived here, there was a very clear objective to get to the program level that we want to be at, and that was to recruit elite pitching. And it was the one area of the program we really felt like we had to upgrade, in all phases: starters, bullpen, left-handed, right-handed, out pitches. And then you pair that with getting some guys some high-level experience. You pair that with really good pitching development with Coach Yeski and Jamie Tutco and then trying to use guys in the right situations. And we feel like that's allowed us to strike a lot of guys out, which that does carry a lot of value. I do think some of it is the way baseball is played nowadays. It's hitters find it more acceptable to strike out, I think, and kind of go for it for 3 swings. And maybe we're exposing that a little bit too.
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't intend to go here, but I'm glad you did. So I want to ask you about Zach York, because one of the things that I heard a lot, I candidly didn't see him play a single game at Grand Canyon, but I was told, look, everyone's going to salivate over the power numbers, but his plate discipline is probably the thing that's most impressive. And through 5 games, he's walked 7 times. He's been hit twice. Is that something learned? Is that something innate with him from what you've seen?
No doubt. Comes from an elite baseball family. I'd recruited his brother Nick to Arizona. He ended up going in the first round with the Pirates with the Red Sox. He's now in the big leagues with the Pirates, playing with Paul Skeens. His mom was like an All-American softball player.
Okay.
At Fresno State. His other brother, I think he's the hits leader at Cal Poly, which is a great program as well. So total baseball family. So it's kind of ingrained in him beforehand. And, you knew that's what you were getting was professional at bats. Kind of call him our version of Scott Hatteberg from Moneyball.
Okay, look at this. How about Mama York? That's good to know. She's like Henry Rowan Gardner's mom, the floater pitch. You know what I mean? Good stuff.
Yeah, she's a stud. I mean, I'll tell you what, too, his brother, who's in the big leagues now, was not this well-known prospect, but every time you showed up, you kept going like, this guy's the best player on the field. This guy's the best player on the field. And then, unfortunately, the Red Sox figured that out and drafted him in the first round. So 5 years later, I was happy to take Zach for 1 year at LSU.
Jay Johnson's our guest, Tigers and Hoosiers on Friday. So I saw Bill put out the series notes. So Evans Moore Friday, Saturday. You keep Sunday TBD. So what's the plan there for the first 2 days to get you to Sunday?
Well, yeah, and that's only because we don't have a starter from Central Florida yet, and so just my innate competitive coaching advantage. We don't want to reveal any information, that we're not getting in return. So we're loaded pin. I think the best thing about yesterday was being able to win and not have to put several pitchers in the game, to get Cooper Williams a full week of rest, to get Rizzi a full week of rest, or 3 days, Guidry 3 days rest now, Fontenot. We feel like we're back to square from opening day, which I'm really glad yesterday's game worked out that way.
A couple more for you here. I know you were asked about after the game about Stanfield, but any update on Chris?
Yeah, he's here with us. Swelling has gone down massively over the last 2 days. I feel like we're closer to getting him back than we were, and I'm very optimistic. I don't know if he'll play this weekend or not, but when he's good to go, he'll go. The toughness piece of him is a real thing, and we don't see this as a long-term thing.
Did he get hit on the hand?
He slid into home
on
Saturday late in the game. The only ball Jake Brown didn't hit over the fence over the last 2 weeks. I was smoked at the first baseman. I'm still trying to figure out how that guy came up with it and threw a strike to the plate. But had to go to stay out of the double play, and he plays hard, and sometimes those things happen.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you one. Of course, I'm incredibly biased, but I want to ask you about Harden and Ruckert, the 2 kids from Catholic, who in limited time have seemingly made a pretty big impact. What are you looking for in those 2 young guys here in the early part of the season?
Yeah, I love both of them. I'm really glad they're at LSU. I think they both can contribute to the team. I think they both are contributing to the team. And Daniel's case is just really difficult. You have not just 3, but 4 players returning from a national championship team that were very good contributors, throwing Tanner in there with Chris, Jake, and Derek. And so that's just a little crowded. I would be perfectly fine if he was playing every day for us. And same thing with Jack. I think both those guys, could be starters at LSU at some point, and they're doing a great job. And I'm proud of them. And they're more than accepting the role that they have. They're embracing it, and they've been ready to go when they've been called on. I think Daniel's got on base twice. Jack has a couple of hits, a drag bunt, and a double, and is done a great job in the infield. So they're both doing a great job.
Is Lane Kiffin recruiting Omar Cerner to play defensive end?
I hope not. It might be the only guy that says no to him, it seems like. So going to be a little selfish on that one.
He's been really good defensively as well. Would have been your impression? It's obvious you look at the guy standing in the box. He's so impressive. What about defensively? What have you noticed?
I think he's improving every day. I thought it was good. He caught 3 innings yesterday on top of the 7 that he caught on Saturday. And he's a really, really talented player, both offensively and defensively. And what a luxury to have him and Cade here, not just this year, but next year. I think they're going to be cornerstones of next year's lineup. And because they're both good hitters, the fact that they can share the catching duties helps us in a lot of ways.
What can you tell us about Indiana?
Tony Newbeck, left-handed starter. He threw 4 scoreless against North Carolina last week. We actually faced him in 2022, so he's been in college forever. One of those guys. I was actually watching some at-bats of like Dylan Cruz, Cade Doty, and Jacob Berry. That's how long ago that was. From a game in 2022, Tyler McManus homered off him. So he looks good. He threw the ball clean last week. You got to keep the leadoff guy off base. They play more of a West Coast style of baseball. So if you can get the leadoff guy out, it may make it hard to score, and hopefully that's what we can do tomorrow.
Jay Johnson, Tigers round robin down in Jacksonville this weekend. I know it's busy. Always appreciate a couple of minutes. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
You do the same. Jay Johnson joining us down in Jacksonville. Tigers play Indiana, Notre Dame, and then they'll play UCF. Again, as you heard him say there, it'll be Evans Moore Sunday TBD just because UCF is TBD as well in their start. I think we would assume it'll be William Schmidt. The competitive nature is not given away. You're not telling me, I'm not telling you nothing. Good for him. Don't. Be a fun weekend. See the Tigers go in somebody else's ball. I know from the fan perspective. Hey, let me finish that thought in a second. Let me run to the Williamson Eye Center. I don't want to forget to do this. WilliamsonEye. I'm going to finish that thought here in just a second. WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020. Set up that free consultation. Super easy. By the way, the consultation, you can go to the Williamson Eye Center for the consultation. Or you can do it on the phone. You can do it on Zoom. Do it on your lunch break. Do it driving to or from work every day. That's just information gathering. That's them getting a little information on you, you getting a little information from them to determine what might be the best path for you. Then you go meet with Dr. Blake and you can start talking about options. But just take that first step. It's just, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And this is a really easy one at the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. So I know from the fan perspective, it stinks to see the team go away from the box. And I know this weekend the games are streaming behind a paywall, and that makes it harder to watch. I get that. I do. And I'm very aware of that fan sentiment. But the way that I would present it is I think you're going to care way more about LSU standing at the end in Omaha than a weekend in February, them going away from the box and not having those games at home or having them behind a paywall. And one of the things that I love that they do, and I think, I don't love that they do it. I think it's very important that they do it. Same with the midweek. Any opportunity you get to make yourself uncomfortable is a good thing. This isn't a new thought. Generally, at some point during the season, I share this every year. Like, you go through fall, you go through your preseason work, and every day is the same. When you stand in the batter's box, you're looking at the same batter's eye, the same bullpen, the same stands, same flagpoles, same intimidator, same everything. It's all the same. When you're a pitcher, your vantage point is the same. Press box up high, the same backstop, same dugout, same angles, same dimensions, same everything. It's all the same. If you're in the bullpen, your bullpen experience is the same. When you sit in the dugout, you're looking at the same things from your seat in the dugout, looking out every day. When you can go do something different, even if it's partisan LSU fans in Jacksonville, which it'll probably be this weekend, or when you go play a Tuesday against Southeastern or at Nichols or wherever you go play, just getting on a bus, going somewhere else, dressing in a different clubhouse, standing on a different mound, standing in a different batter's box, looking at a different batter's eye, being in a different bullpen. All of that, just doing something different, starts to condition you to getting out of your comfort zone, which you become accustomed to during fall ball and preseason work. So I love that that the NCAA allows them to go play those scrimmages now. Like, go play in Lafayette. Go play in Biloxi. Yes, get out. Go. Get out of here. Go. Because you're going to have to go win games in the SEC on the road. You're going to have to go play in Omaha if you get there. So, yes, go experience something different. So, yeah, I mean, of course, I wish it was on free TV or stream this weekend, but it's what it is. And Jay does it for a reason, and it works. So, Tigers have a really good opportunity this weekend with 3 games in Jacksonville. All right, it's after further review. Our Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare; it's healthcare for your lifestyle. Remember, if you're on HRT and your doctor or physician prescribes therapeutic phlebotomy, you need to give blood. You can go to a blood bank, blood center, or call Decision Critical. They'll come to you. I mean, they'll come to your home, to your office, do the blood draw, so you can be a more efficient throughout your day. It's Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. DecisionCriticalBR.com. Okay, let me knock out a quick break. Come back. Muse will do Tigers and the pros. NFL, DraftKings has put out their first NFL win totals for 2026. Got some thoughts on that. Ryan Clark is with us in 30 minutes. Lot to do. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. 83 degrees for the high today. So we were in freezing temps in an ice storm like 2 weeks ago, and now it's 83, and you're cranking up your AC. Hey, look, we're not quite yet to AC tune-up time. We're getting close to that. But if you're having any issues with your AC or with your heater, it's a great time. Now, maybe your AC is kind of running on fumes. And not literally, but you know what I mean. It's nearing the end of its life, and you know it's about time to change it. This could be a great time before the warm weather months come to change that AC. Call River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or online at 1hourbr.com, O-N-E, 1hourbr.com, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
It's 2026 and you're thinking about your future. College, workforce, tech school? This could help clear it up for you. According to a 2025 Georgetown University study, ITI Technical College ranked as the #1 college in all of Louisiana for return on investment. So the better return on your dollar for your education begins here. Call us or visit us online to start your new career or to get the life that you've always wanted for your family. ITI Technical College. We're in the better life business.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're hanging out with us here. DraftKings has put out their first NFL win totals for 2026. They were the Saints, land some other standouts, or whatever would caught our eye here in about 10 minutes. Ryan Clark next hour as well. Right now, Muso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
Came across this video earlier today on Twitter from MILB Central. A's camp. Gage Jump versus Tommy White in a live batting practice. Of course, 2 overlap for a season at LSU in 2024. It was Gage Jump getting the better of Tommy White. Punches him out looking on a filthy breaking ball after getting him to chase on the high heat.
Hey, Samson, don't cut your hair.
This guy... This could be the year for Gage Jump, man. You got to remember, a year ago, he made it all the way up to the number 2 prospect in the A's organization. You could see him potentially get the call up. Nice to see him and Tommy White there facing off. And again, Gage Jump, punch out looking. Tommy didn't punch out looking too much at LSU. The NBA is back tonight.
Yes!
Couple former Tigers will be in action. Tari Eason and the Rockets, they visit the Hornets. Trendon Watford and the Sixers, they host the Hawks. Then there's a full slate, but those are the only LSU guys in action. That's Tigers in the pros.
That's it?
Yeah.
Would you not even try?
I'm glad. Oh, no. We tried. This is a tough go of it right now.
Want to get a Curtis Thompson update?
You know what? Oh, dear Lord.
Why do you hate Curtis Thompson?
I don't hate
Clearly
Curtis.
You do.
No, I do not.
Paul, when was the last time you talked about Curtis Thompson in Tigers in the pros?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Months.
Clearly hates the guy. I don't know why, but clearly hates the guy.
Pretty sure he retired from professional.
Pretty sure that
golf.
You could say whatever you want, but one of my favorite sayings, actions speak louder than words. And you could say you don't hate him, Muse, but all I know is that you never talk about him, ever.
He's a great former Tiger. I don't hate him.
Beg to differ. Prove it. What's he doing right now? Where's he playing? Right, exactly. No idea.
You know, if you Google...
You knew about Tommy White.
You know, if you Google Curtis Thompson, the first thing that comes up is an American Olympian javelin thrower.
Nope.
That's what comes up. Interesting.
We're brought to you by Supper Club. I got a text today from a friend, a colleague, who's a friend, who said, Matt, reading this text directly, said, Matt, I have to tell you, my wife and I experienced Supper Club for the first time this week. Absolutely loved it. Everything about it. Thanks for the recommendation on your show. Have you been? What are you waiting on? If not, if you've been and it's been a while, time to go back. Supper Club, BTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com. That's the website. Book your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com. Or just pop on in tonight because Thursday, great opportunity to get the weekend started on Thursday. Don't go home. Start the weekend now. Go to Supper Club and find your favorite meal. I mean, I tell you about my favorites all the time at Supper Club. But there's so many different options. And even if you're not a steak person, and you know I am, there's just so many amazing options. If it's the veal parm, if it's the Chilean sea bass, if it's the lamb lollipops, there's something on that menu that you are going to absolutely love. And the other thing that's a gigantic misconception, I hope over the years that now we've been talking about, if you have it in your mind that it's way too expensive, whatever you would pay at any other fine dining restaurant, you could eat for that or less at Supper Club. Now, you want to go out to Supper Club and test the limits of their Australian Wagyu and their extensive wine library. Oh, you could do it. Oh, they got all those experiences at Supper Club. But you can have the best meal of your life at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and we're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Thursday edition. 2 hours in the books, a busy 5 o'clock hour ahead. The NFL win totals are posted over at DraftKings, pre-free agency and NFL draft. Very interesting to see what the folks in Vegas think about the Saints and Tyler Shuck. We'll get to that coming up right after SportsCenter. Ryan Clark in about 20 minutes. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
You know, I told you earlier, we found out yesterday that we have an active leak on our roof. We're painting the interior of our home, and the painters yesterday found a wet spot on the sheetrock up near the ceiling line. They caught a little hole there, and they felt that the insulation was wet, and so they went. I called Parrish Construction and Roofing. Zach was out at the house earlier today and found, we got an active leak, so we got water in the walls. You can't let that become mold. You got to dry that out. I tell you all the time, man. Louisiana, mold capital of the world, because it's wet and humid. It's a breeding ground for mold. So if you have or have had water intrusion, call Parrish Restoration. They'll come. They'll give you a free inspection. They'll give you a free estimate at Parrish Restoration, and they'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. You need mold remediation or restoration, you want Parrish Restoration. ParrishRestoration.com, ParrishRestoration.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. With the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team down a goal late in the gold medal game, Captain Hillary Knight scored the game-tying goal, 2:04 to go in regulation. Megan Keller scored the game winner less than a minute left in overtime. Team USA won its third Olympic gold and first in 8 years with the 2-1 win over Canada in the final. NBA Warriors guard Steph Curry will miss a sixth straight game tonight against the Celtics with his bothersome right knee. He recently underwent an MRI, reports ESPN's Shams Charania.
Showed no structural issue in his right knee, but he is dealing with persistent swelling and pain in that knee. The team is describing it as runner's knee, so both the Warriors and Curry need all of that to subside before he can try to start to play again, and it's uncertain whether that will be days or weeks more away for Stephen Curry.
Sixers center Joel Embiid right shin soreness out tonight against the Hawks. The NBA informed the league's 30 GMs. The league plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season. Among the topics discussed, flatten odds for all lottery teams.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You, sir. And Mr. Toby Templey. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. RC's going to be here in about 15 minutes from right now. Been a minute and a half since we caught up with RC, but he'll be part of the Rain Will Bring Flowers event in Baton Rouge out at LSU's campus. Free event next week, bringing awareness to mental health issues. RC will be there. Clyde Edwards-Elaire will be there, and it's very worthwhile, notable cause, and we're excited to talk about that. Some football stuff with RC coming up here in just a smidge. DraftKings has put out their 2026 NFL win totals. Now, giant asterisks here because it feels a bit foolish to talk about NFL win totals for 2026 before free agency and before the NFL draft. There's still going to be massive roster overhaul with all these teams still with the league year set to begin. I mean, there's a real possibility that DeMario Davis isn't a member of the New Orleans Saints next year, as much as I hate to say that. And Nick Underhill was with us earlier and said as much. Saints could very well draft a gigantic weapon and sign a free agent guard and running back that transforms this offense. So there's a lot to that could still happen between now and the start of the season. But it is an important point, I think, to look at this moment and where the NFL win totals are now and how they'll adjust between now and kickoff of the regular season. So what these win totals, I think, show us right now is, okay, based on coaching changes and how you did last year and who is under contract for next year coming back and your schedule, et cetera, what's realistic, and then based on what we know now, and then let's see what happens with the roster evolution between now, unfortunately, there'll be injuries as there always are, and the start of the season, so we'll see how this changes. So what I want to do is actually a time capsule, okay? So what I want to do is I want to run through the 32 NFL teams, their projected win totals here today on February the 19th, and then I want to close up the time capsule. I want to go out back and I want to bury it in the ground. They can't see you nodding. I want to bury it in the ground and then I want to dig it up next February and see how we did.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to say, like, kind of the next, like, after the draft, do it again and all that. No, we're just going to we're going to do it today, sight unseen, bury it, bring it back next February.
That's it.
Okay.
So I'm counting on you to remember, Muse.
I was just about to say, what do you think the odds are that we remember to do this next February?
You.
No, this is a show here. We're a group. This
and
is a group
I
effort.
here am an autonomous dictator. This is a radio-tatorship, not a radiocracy. And I here to impress upon you, Matthew Gerard Russo. It's Thursday.
That was really wrong. Anyway.
It is your duty to recall this and go dig up the time capsule next February. So hit me with my music and let's get after it, shall we? All right. We had 32 NFL teams. Let's see how it goes. Are you going to read them to me?
Okay. No, I thought you were reading them to us, but okay.
I'm going to tell you over or under.
All right. Sorry. Hold on. I was not prepared for this.
I'm stunned.
Well, this is not necessarily totally what we talked about, but I have to pull up the,
No big L wait.
No, I got it right here.
Our audience will just wait.
Here we go.
Nothing to do.
The Arizona Cardinals, over under 4.5.
4.5 feels very low, even with instability. I'm going over.
All right. Paul, are you keeping track of these? Or no, we don't have to. We're burying it. That's right.
Put
the
it in a
Atlanta
time
Falcons.
capsule.
The Atlanta Falcons over under 6.5.
A lot of offensive talent over.
Baltimore Ravens 10.5.
Under.
Bills 10.5.
Over.
Panthers 6.5.
Over.
Bears 9.5.
Big jump.
Yeah, it's a huge jump.
Under.
Bengals 9.5.
Let's go, Joey B.
No. He's going to do it to him again.
Yeah.
He's doing it to it again.
Yes. Hey, what's that number?
9.5.
By the way, for a team that missed the playoffs, they're projected not by. Turn the music up a little bit. Can't even hear it. 9.5? What they telling you?
Think they're going to be pretty good?
Over.
All right. Browns 6.5. New coach.
6.5 for the Browns. Turn the music up.
I did. I don't want it to drown you out.
And I'll tell you if it does. Louder. Louder. That's good. 6.5 for the Browns. Muse. 6.5.
6.5.
Under.
Cowboys 8.5.
Healthy Dallas.
You mean healthy Dak or healthy Dallas?
Healthy Dallas.
Okay, healthy Dallas.
Over.
Denver Broncos 9.5.
Under.
Go Pack Go 10.5.
10.5.
10.5 for the Packers. Texans 9.5.
Love that defense, man.
Tough year for C.J. Stroud though this past season.
9.5.
9.5.
Over.
Colts 8.5.
Under. What are they gonna do at quarterback?
Yeah. Phillip Rivers, come on back. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Under.
9.5.
Under.
Okay.
Come on. Year one luck, Liam Cohen. Good luck again. Yeah. No. Under.
Chiefs 10.5.
Oh, see, now this is the one. Everybody going to be sleeping on old Patty Mahomes. Coming back with a vengeance this year. Over.
Chargers 10.5.
Under.
Rams 10.5.
Is Mahomes going to play? Stafford going to play?
I think he is, yes. But we don't know for sure.
Well, that division.
Yeah, man.
3 teams in that division are at 10.5.
Yeah.
Under. Tough division. Under. Just barely. Scotch, but under.
Kubiak and the Raiders 5.5. Bro, that job.
drafting a running back in the first round. They're going to be awesome, right? Under.
Dolphins 4.5.
Over.
Got to, right? I mean, got to. Vikings 8.5.
Mini haha. Under.
Patriots 9.5 off a Super Bowl appearance.
See, I know the tendency is to look at the big jump this year and go, "Oh, they're here to stay."
That's a good line.
What?
That's a good line. 9.5.
Under.
I like it. Under. Yeah. Saints 7.5.
Over.
Giants 7.5.
Under.
Interesting. Jets, do you even need the line, or are you just gonna? I mean, it's 5.5, but 5.5. Yeah.
Under.
Eagles 10.5.
Over.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised there. Steelers 8.5. No Mike Tomlin.
Mike McCarthy, bro.
Yeah.
Over.
Okay. Seahawks, your defending champions, 10.5.
You know what, man? Super Bowl hangover's a real thing.
It is.
And I don't love Sam Darnold.
Yeah. No more Kubiak.
I mean, 10.5?
10.5.
Under.
Niners 10.5.
Under. Division's too tough. Like, everybody's not going to win 11, 12 games.
That's true.
Too tough. Division's too tough.
Bucks.
Over.
8.5. Over 8.5.
Over.
Okay. The Tennessee.
Terrible division.
Yeah, that's true. Tennessee Titans 6.5.
Okay. Do I believe in Cam Ward?
That's the question.
No, I don't.
New head coach as well.
Under.
The Washington Commanders.
Over.
7.5.
Over. Everybody's sleeping on him. Jaden was injured. Get him healthy. It'll be good. And break up Durante Jones.
True, man. Our guy.
Big whiskey guy, Durante Jones.
I remember that.
All right. Those are over-unders. Put it in the time capsule, Muse.
It's in there.
If you don't, you're fired.
All right.
Buried in the back. Do we have a place to bury it in the back?
No.
Okay, the church.
We are surrounded by concrete.
The church behind us. Buried at the church behind us because they have some grass on the sidewalk.
So you want me to trespass at a church?
Yes.
It's
a church. It's not trespassing.
In the church wouldn't be trespassing. Digging up their land, I feel like that'd be trespassing.
That's not trespassing. That could be vandalism.
So you want me to go vandalize a church?
That's a better question. And the answer is yes.
Okay.
I want you to go vandalize. I just want you to go dig up. You park over there anyway. Just squat behind your truck. Just dig a little hole. Put the time capsule in there. Put a little X on the grass so we remember where you did it, right? And you're good with grass. So, you're very familiar with it. So just put it right there and dig it up next February, and we'll
rehash it. We'll see how you did.
See, he said hash. You heard that, Paul?
I hate everything.
Ryan Clark next on AFR.
After further review.
I bet you would, Panama Red. All right, we're brought to you by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness. Hey, look, yes, tell you about hormone replacement therapy. Yes, they do ED treatments. They also have peptide therapy. If you've not learned about peptides, it's time you learn about peptides, okay? Peptides, these are not pharmaceutical drugs. Our body makes peptides. They're strands of amino acids put together to help your body maximize its functionality. So, for example, I take NAD+. That's a peptide that I take every day. NAD+ helps cellular optimization. Energy levels through the roof. NAD+. I take BPC 157. It's a pentadecapeptide. It's derived from gastric juice. Helps people with gut health issues, but also it's amazing for recovery. If you had surgery, you want to speed up your recovery. If you deal with chronic pain, BPC 157 can help. yourgoodwood.com.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Another roof gone too soon.
Looks like neglect. There's no doubt about it. This is a case of poor installation.
At Pelican Roofing, we don't guess. We investigate to find the real cause of your roof's problems. Call Pelican Roofing for your free roof investigation today.
Case closed.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
Welcome back, and we welcome back to the show. Been a hot minute. RC. I missed that drop so much. Achilles. RC, what's good, man?
Bro, that'll never get old, dog. Between that and the Fish Man. With all the sports I talked on your show, those are my two favorite moments.
Yeah,
for sure.
The Fish Man. It's the movie reviews. Because listen, you talk sports everywhere, all the time, every day. We can get your sports takes wherever we want. But we can't, as you're talking about the Fish Man having a doohickey and yelling about Achilles. And yak 'em! Yak 'em!
Hey, that's what he did, bro. I mean, he was just the smoothest man ever, you know. And I wish I could relive that for the first time again.
Watching the movie for the first time?
Oh man, I wish I could. I just wish I could. There's a lot of movies I feel that way about, and then when I go back and watch them, I get that. Like some I haven't seen in a long time. I'm like, wait, I don't even remember this. But I watched that one too many times. I remember everything. What I won't watch again is The Fish Man. No.
Yeah, that was a bad one. The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
And I've watched the clip of you talking about the Fish Man roughly 10,000 times.
Because of my guy.
Drew, dude, like real talk, like for those, that clip is on my phone, and Drew watches the clip of Ryan talking about the Fish Man. RC, I think that was like 2018, 2019?
Yeah,
it wasn't
that long ago. You sent it to me again. He was watching it, though.
He watches it all the time, man. Talking about my son, Drew. He's a creature of habit, and so he gets fixated on certain things and certain people, and you're one of his guys, and the Fish Man having a doohickey and all. I mean, he loves that. Hey, man, we were, I know, right? We were texting earlier, and you we were talking about Lane Kiffin. Now, we want to talk about the Rain Will Bring Flowers event coming up next week in Baton Rouge, which is obviously a very important thing. Hey, what you had Lane Kiffin on the Pivot last year, and you said like you all are on some text chats and stuff. Like, what do you know about? Like, what are you comfortable saying? Like, you know about Lane?
Yeah,
Kiffin?
I mean, honestly, like I like Lane. Like I do. I think the one thing everybody knows about him is he's a great offensive mind. I also know how badly, or let me say this, I know how highly he thought of this job. Right? When he was being interviewed, or not even necessarily interviewed, when he was being courted, Lane and I exchanged text messages, had conversations just about what I believe this place was, LSU, and also what it needed. And the one thing I wanted to impress upon him, and, Matt, you're just as ingrained in this culture as I am, and me and Scott Van Pelt talk about it all the time, is that we love this place and its people so much that the only way to get us to embrace you is if you embrace that, right? If you embrace our culture, if you embrace our passion, if you embrace our love, if you embrace all of those things, then we'll love you back. And if you don't, you can't ever lose. You can't ever slip. You have to be. If I'm wrong, Matt, tell me.
No, you're
tell
right.
me I'm wrong.
You're right.
Right, and I do believe the guy before him didn't get race because he didn't embrace us. He didn't. The simple way I put it to him is, you don't accept the LSU job and act like you did us a favor, because we actually did you one.
That is a strong way to put it.
And that to me is how I feel Lane embraces this job. Like, he's probably gonna be mad at me, and I'm gonna accept it. And he'll just I'm sure I can beat Lane up. Matt, this dude, bro, one of his first days at work, it's like 5-something in the morning, and he's pulling up to the facility, and he takes a picture, the Tigers out front, and he takes a picture, and he's just like, there's no better place to be. He's taking pictures from in front of the stadium and sent them to me. He is not only, like, embracing being at LSU, like, I feel, and maybe he's just tricking me because I have a microphone. Like, I feel like the dude understands, like, this is the place. And if you're good here, and I told him this too, I was like, if you're good here, bro, you're a god. You just are. If that team, how that team does on Saturday dictates the other 6 days of the week for so many people who are here. And, we had those conversations, and he wanted that pressure. He wanted that level of responsibility. He wants to be accountable, and he wants to be accountable to the people who feel that way. And to me, that's the only way you can do this job now. And Nick Saban started that. But the only way you can do this job is to be accountable to the culture, be accountable to the people, be accountable to those young men in that locker room. And I don't find myself easy to fool, but if I'm not, or if I am fooled, then he's done a damn good job of really embracing not only former players, current players, but also what it is to be the head coach here. And, I think that's a difficult thing to do sometimes.
Clip it. I love that. Love all that. Let's circle back to that in a second, RC, and it's very well said, and it's a fascinating perspective. RC's with us here on behalf of Rain Will Bring Flowers. The Planting Seeds of Hope event is coming up next week, Tuesday, as a matter of fact, over at the PMAC. It's all about mental health awareness.
Yeah.
RC, why don't you, if you would, just take a minute and explain why this is so important to you?
Well, it was started because they lost, the family that has started it all, lost their son. He took his own life. He completed suicide. And I think in that, they felt a responsibility to other people who could be dealing with the same thing, who may have dealt with the same thing or who are in the midst of making a decision much like their son did. Emma Benoit, I'm not sure if you've heard her story. She's from Dutchtown. She was in high school. She was on the dance team.
Yes.
She was our keynote speaker or, the lead guest last year. And, man, to hear her story of how every day looked the same. It looked like every other high school kid, every other young lady on the dance team, every other young lady who saw a future, but to know that she didn't see that future. And to know what she was thinking as she tried to unalive herself. And then to know the newfound life and the gift of joy she feels that life is now only tells you that if we can reach some of these people before they make that decision, it's all important. Last year, we also had DJ Chark, who talked about his battles with depression. This year, we'll have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And, you know a lot about his story, but he even spoke about it on the pivot. Nights of not being able to sleep. He couldn't finish training camp in 2025 because of something that happened to him in college, an experience that he can't outlive, an experience that he can't shake. And, for me, it's been a blessing to have the pivot and be open to having conversations outside of sports or even within sports with people who have dealt with dark times, with depression, with sadness. But to have an opportunity for Shelly Mullinix, we used to call her, they called her, I was young. She was young when I met her. But Mama Shelly.
Mama Shelly, yeah.
For her to have this sort of heart for the people in this community and to think of me enough to involve me and allow me to lead these conversations is truly an honor. And, man, when you're a 17-year-old kid who walks on the LSU campus, you just hope Jerry DiNardo puts you on the field. And, and so for now, for it to be, almost 20 years later and, not 20, I'm saying 20, 30 years later, and have that opportunity to give back in that way and be there, man, there's nothing I've been asked to do that I've felt more special about than this, and I look forward to next Tuesday.
Well said. It's over at the PMAC. It's the Planting Seeds of Hope event at the PMAC. It's 6 p.m. It's totally free. You can RSVP at the website, rainwillbringflowers.org, rainwillbringflowers.org, rainwillbringflowers.org. There's a pop-up will come up on the homepage where you can RSVP. But, again, it's a totally free event starting at 6 o'clock on Tuesday over at the Maravich Center. Man, it's certainly a very worthwhile very worthwhile event, man. And applaud you. And, of course, the Tabor family, through their pain, have chosen to do something awesome to bring awareness so other families don't go through the same thing that they did with their family. So, certainly a job well done. It's kind of hard, RC, to transition from something obviously very meaningful and very very thoughtful.
I do it on the show all the time.
I know.
Man. You just got to get out of it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
You just
got to say.
You just awkwardly get it.
Yeah, you got to say, show up. We'll be there. We look forward to having all of you guys. But, on to things that are a little different, and that's LSU football.
They going to win a natty?
You say what? Are they going to win it this year?
Yeah. I
don't know. I think that's going to be the expectation. Right now.
Do you like Sam Levitt?
I do. A little background about how I feel about the whole Sam Levitt thing. It's bittersweet to me. I'm torn. I am a huge Kenny Dillingham fan, who's the head coach of Arizona State. Like not just a little fan. I'll tell you how big of a fan I am. And I know it wouldn't have happened. I would have been happy if we hired him as our head coach at LSU.
Okay.
I would have felt like that was a great hire. I know the world probably would have felt differently. Man, I watched this man turn crap into sugar with an offense who had I'm being honest with you, bro. Bro, I watched the game where Scatterboo felt like he threw the most passes, ran the most balls, caught the most passes, and punted more than the regular punter. Because he was all that they had.
Yeah.
And then the next year that team finds its way to the college football playoff. And Sam Levitt, not that this kid wouldn't have been great anywhere, but in part he's where he is because he did go play at Arizona State. So that aside, I want to just give Kenny Dillingham his flowers.
And by the way, just to be clear, RC, Levitt and Jordan. So Ryan's son Jordan was at Arizona State until he played his final season.
They never played together.
They missed each other by a year, right? Because
they missed each other by a year.
Jordan went to Notre Dame when Levitt went from Michigan State to Arizona State.
Absolutely. I think he can really play. I think he's extremely talented. I think he's fearless. He's really, really competitive. And I think he made the right move. Even with all that I said about Arizona State and Kenny Dillingham, there's no way to look at Joe Burrow, there's no way to look at Jaden Daniels and not say, this is the move I'm supposed to make. The level of talent they've already assembled around him, the support that this team has, I think that's he and Lane, that's the key card. The ability to keep some of the defensive coaches, to me, was really important. People with head coaching offers who stay on the staff to be here to not only recruit, but to have some sort of carryover with the understanding of what this place is, I thought was huge. And I do believe they can win it, but I would, you're in this business as much as me. You cover college football as much as I do, if not more. Kurt Stignetti is now the bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did that he made the playoffs the first year at Indiana, Matt. And don't get me wrong, I know they won a national championship now, but it's Indiana. This is LSU. You don't get time. We don't get to wait. What we did for Brian Kelly is still just an enigma to me that we waited that long. So Lane has to win this year. I think this year it's Final Four or bust. If you don't make the college football playoff semifinal, I think this year is a failure. And the expectation with the commitment that they've made in NIL, with the utilization of the transfer portal, and honestly, bro, with some of the bad publicity it was to have Lane here during the college football playoff. I mean, I ain't really care because I don't care what's going on at Ole Miss. Sorry for them. But, it wasn't great. You got to go win it. You got to go prove that you were worth it. And let's not act like he's going to be a Boy Scout every single day and always say what's right and don't tweet what he's not supposed to tweet. He has to go show that he is the coach that I believe he is, that many believe he is, that he showed he was at Ole Miss in taking teams that were maybe under-talented and winning a ton of games. So I look forward to this year, man, and I'm expecting big things from both Lane and this program.
You going to do some hot yoga with him?
I am not going to hot yoga
Why not?
with Lane.
You could do it.
I am trying to get in shape, Matt, because my pants are being really tight lately. And so I've been working out. I'm going to have to just save the hot yoga for a later date because right now ain't the time. I can barely touch my toes.
The snacks over everything movement, that's over?
Snacks over everything is on break.
Okay.
But what we're hoping is it can be snacks over everything one day a week.
Okay.
Once the summer hits.
Okay. I mean, it feels like that's not the time to do it. It feels like that's the time where it's beach season and pool season when you're not snacking.
Matt, what about me makes you think I like beaches and pools?
Well, I do know that you've gone to beaches and you've gone.
I wear long sleeve shirts. I just go to the beach. I go to the beach for my wife. I don't like the sun. So Matt, summer bodies are built in the winter, Matt.
That's fair.
It's time for us to be building right now. So if I do take a beautiful trip somewhere, I can eat the delicacies of the land.
I kind of feel like summer bodies are built in the spring.
Hey, may be true, but I've been seeing you. You've been rocking your summer body year round, brother. You look good.
I mean, I had to get right for Drew, but I'll tell you this, man. I forgot what I was going to say, so it doesn't matter. I'll remember something and then I'll tell you later. But
well, shoot me a text, brother.
I will. All right, RC. Thanks for the time, man.
Day.
You do the
yes,
same.
Sir, always.
Ryan Clark. Rain will bring flowers. Planting Seeds of Hope event's coming up on Tuesday at the PMAC. Totally free event. Rainwillbringflowers.org. Rainwillbringflowers.org if you want to learn more. I could talk to RC for a million years. It's been a minute since we had him on the show, and I just try to be super respectful because y'all see all the stuff he does at ESPN and then with the pivot and everything. So he'll always say yes when I ask him because he's awesome and he's a great friend. But I just try not to ask as much. But this is one of those where I wanted to make sure we promoted the the event that he'll be at on Tuesday. And great opportunity to get his perspective on Lane. Good stuff. All right, it's after further review. Muse will do the Olympic update and NCAA basketball tournament expansion. Looks like that's coming. I have a thought on it next.
AFR.
Speaking of pools, you want a pool to show off your beach body, your summer body? DuplessisBuilders.net can build you that pool. Follow them on social, y'all. Follow them on Instagram or Facebook. Seems like every day they're posting a photo of another dig. I mean, shovels in the ground. This is the time, y'all. You want to be swimming this summer? You got to get shovels in the ground right now. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. They'll build you a beautiful pool. But that's not that dissimilar from most other places, right? Duplessis Builders, they'll build you a beautiful pool, but there's a lot of companies that will build you a beautiful pool. There's a lot of very talented pool designers. The difference with Duplessis is Derek is an engineer by trade, and they do not cut corners. So they are not going to build you a pool in 2 weeks. Like, they will wait 21 days after they spray the gunite for the concrete to cure before they move on to the next step. That's how they offer you a 10-year workmanship warranty. You want the best? You want Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right. Less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better. We heal.
You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things.
I got you. No way.
With great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
March Madness is heading to Vegas, and LouisianaSports.net is sending one of you plus a friend with it. We're giving away a 3-night Las Vegas getaway from Wednesday, March 18th through Saturday, March 21st, just in time to watch all the madness. Hotel stay and flights are covered, and all you have to do is head to LouisianaSports.net and click the March Madness getaway link. Sign up now before our March Madness Pick'em launches. Get yourself entered, and you could be watching the tournament from Las Vegas instead of your couch. The winner will be announced Monday, March 2nd.
Few things in sports I love more than wrapping myself in red, white, and blue and watching the United States of America whip up on a bunch of foreigners in Olympic competition. So it is time now for the Olympic update for us to find out how the United States is faring in things that we are labeling as sports, but are actually just weird games that people in cold weather towns and countries play because they're covered in snow and ice all the time and have nothing else to do. Take it away, Muse.
Well, the United States made a move up that medal board here.
Take that, world.
On Wednesday up in Milan and Cortina. We'll tell you how they got there. Jordan Stolz, 21-year-old speed skating sensation, already 2 gold medals.
Did you say speed skating?
Speed skating sensation.
Speed skating.
Fell just short of his third in Thursday's 1,500-meter final. He took the silver.
Come on, Jordan.
But a great debut Olympics for him. Team USA, the women's hockey team, defeated Canada in overtime to win the gold medal. Hillary Knight with the game-tying goal with just over 2 minutes, and then Megan Keller, the golden goal in OT to dispatch of those Canadians. That's the United States' second gold medal in 3 Olympics.
They're not even a real country anyway.
Defeating Canada both times. And then in figure skating, Elisa Liao took the gold. 147.52 in her free skate. That took her all the way up to the top. She would hang on and outlast 2 Japanese performers.
Yes, she would.
That is another gold medal for Team USA. They are now in second place.
Oh, here we come, Norway.
They've passed Italy.
Don't look now, Norway.
They now have the second most gold medals with 9, and they continue to lead in silver with 12.
We got you in our sight, Norway.
Coming for them. Next gold medal could be the United States men's hockey team, which also could be against Canada. We'll see. That has to play itself out. They're
Take
in the
that,
semifinals.
Canada.
Yep. They think they're so good at hockey. They're just not.
Kind of are.
They haven't won a Stanley Cup in 40 years or whatever it is.
It's not all Canadians.
Canadian teams aren't good. They just lost to the United States again.
Are you done?
Yeah, it's the Olympic update.
All right. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Schedule service at ShawBillsTire.com. Shop tires at ShawBillsTire.com. You can chat with an associate at ShawBillsTire.com. There's a little chat bubble right there on the homepage. Desktop, mobile, just click the little chat bubble and pick the location nearest you. In seconds, you're chatting with a Shawbills associate, can help you with whatever you got. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, they're just the best. Been doing it since 1968. Name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they treat you like family, so you'll keep coming back to Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. Hey, Charlie Baker, the NCAA president, met with the media on Thursday. This is ahead of they do a mock NCAA tournament seeding exercise. And he was asked by reporters about the possibility of expanding the NCAA tournament field. And he said, quote, "We're still talking about it. I'd like to see it expand." Ross Dellinger in October reported that tournament expansion, quote, is becoming closer to a reality. So it feels like they are going to expand. And the most likely situation is going from 68 to 76 teams. And what it would do is add 8 teams to the current first 4 play-in round. So you would add 8 more teams, so 4 more games to that play-in round. And really what that does is add more television windows. So I know people will push back against it, but this feels so obvious. We are living in the rev share era where everyone is looking to find new revenue streams. So you're looking for new revenue streams to maintain other sports when football and men's basketball are your only 2 revenue generators. So if you can add 4 more games to the NCAA tournament package on the front end on that Tuesday, Wednesday in the play-in, which really the only people watching that anyway are fans of those teams or degenerate gamblers like Jimmy, who's going to be here in a minute. Like, that's it. And it's going to add revenue? Yes, you do that. It's not watering down the product any further than there already is. It's not going to ruin the tournament. It's going to be more basketball for you to watch if you want to. It's going to be more to gamble on, which a lot of people will. And it's going to be more revenue for athletic departments that are desperately seeking ways to generate new revenue. So, yes, in the same way that forever the NCAA and college athletics were resistant to a college football playoff because it would disrupt the bowl structure, they've now not only gone to the playoff but keep expanding it because it's new revenue. The same thing is going to be true for the NCAA tournament. Wherever they have ways to add new revenue, they're going to add new revenue because everyone now has a $20 million line item to pay their players. That ain't never going down. So, yes, expand the tournament. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out our final break of the show. Come back. Jimmy will be here for Auto Locks. Stay AFR.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. Glow Resources, they are complete employer solutions. You can check them out online at glowresources.com. Pop on into their office right there on Perkins Road near Pennington. Great business, man. One of the top 100 private businesses in Baton Rouge, according to the Business Report's annual report on the top 100 private local businesses in Baton Rouge. And over at Glow Resources, they are actually, I love this. If you go search social media, you'll see a lot of their hiring posts. So, for example, they're looking to hire now for this fiber optic pipeline project in Reno and Carson City, Nevada. So, like, when I tell you, yes, home base is Baton Rouge, they do work, though, for companies all over the country and projects all over the world. So if you're interested in learning more, you can go to the website at glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They're also looking for a machinist programmer in North Baton Rouge. So check them out at glowresources.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Parrish, we bring the same commitment to your home that champions bring to the game.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned both on the court and off. And every step along the way, I trust Our Lady of the Lake to keep me in the game.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes because it takes a champion to care for champions.
On the court, I trust my team. For my health care, I trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR. It's always a big shout out to Decision Critical, Blazia and the crew. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle, not just in Baton Rouge. All over Louisiana, now in Dallas as well. DecisionCriticalBR.com. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
You, Otter, what up?
Hey, man, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Typical Thursday night, terrible slate in college basketball. Date night,
Not a bad.
Date night. Yep.
However,
Dan Willard tonight. Dan Willard's riding wing with me. He's judging my attire, so we got to update a couple of things.
I went in. I did not see Sammy, but I went in to Harper's. I was looking for a shirt for a Mardi Gras ball, and he wasn't there. He was skiing or something. And so, but his staff would tell me his staff was great. I don't know where he was. He just wasn't there. He was out of town. And his staff was great, and they found me a shirt. It was great. So shout out.
There you go. There you go. My man, Sammy Boy, over at Harper's on Highland Road. So, hey, our first pick, it tipped at 5 on the website, is off to a good start. Got a 7-point lead. So, you get a little hedge opportunity.
They're up 12 at half, Otter.
Now 12. There we go.
So I'll tell you what I did. I didn't see it live. So now Vermont is getting 9.5. They're down 12 at half, but they're getting 9.5. So I played Vermont plus 9.5.
Okay.
It's 38-26 at half, and so the halftime line, Vermont's plus 9.5 right now at half. So anyway.
There you go. There you go. So we got 2 games in the NBA tonight. It's always, we talk about it a lot, the bye or the All-Star break. You don't want it to come when you're red hot, and that's when it came for the Charlotte Hornets. First time in their new Charlotte Hornets history, not the old Hornets, now Pelicans, but that they won 8 in a row. And now they got a bad matchup to start the second half here with the Houston Rockets. So we're going to roll with the Rockets to kind of bust up the Hornets. I think they're still partying from the All-Star break. So we're going to take the Rockets minus 4.5 in Charlotte. And then they had that fight, I don't know, about a week and a half ago. So we are down 2 players to the Detroit Pistons, but they're just committed to the regular season, man. They're the odds-on favorite to have the best record in the NBA when it's all said and done at the end of the regular season. We're going to take the Pistons plus 4.5 at New York at the Garden.
All right, so you got the live bet. Otter gave you UMBC plus 1.5, and they're winning by 12 at halftime, so it pays to go get the bets earlier. And then in the association tonight, Rockets and Pistons. All right, tomorrow, Friday, Rufino's.
It's practice night. We're over here at Rufino's right now, just making sure everything's lined up for tomorrow.
Love it.
Come on by and see us.
You know what,
we
Otter?
got a chance to sweep the week this week. Let's make it winning nights, all 4 nights for Mardi Gras week.
Would love to see that happen. Let's go get it. All right, Otter, have a great night. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks, man. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New, certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned, yes, because they move more Volkswagens. They have more in the inventory, the best selection. They don't have what you want. They'll find it. Told you before, Erica drives Volkswagen Atlas. She wanted the Atlas SEL white with the blacked out rims and the tan leather with captain's chairs in the middle. Like, she wanted some very specific stuff. They found it. They'll find what you're looking for. And remember, if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, because they move so many Volkswagens, people trade in their old vehicles. So they have tons of certified pre-owned vehicles, not just Volkswagens, but all different makes and models. So check them out online, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com, South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, coming down the home stretch, it's been a really good show today. If you missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Nick Underhill was here in Hour 1, as was Kendall Rogers. We talked some transfer portal with Chris Hummer, and Jay Johnson was here last hour as well. So LSU's going to play early tomorrow. They play 1 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. Central on Friday, 11 a.m. Central on Saturday, then 2 o'clock on Sunday. But Jay was here. The Tigers made the trip over to Jacksonville. They practiced earlier today in Jacksonville, and then they'll play early tomorrow against Indiana at 1 o'clock. So when we're on air, and Terrio will be here tomorrow, at some point during the show, the game will end, so we'll be able to give you sort of a post-game recap of LSU and Indiana. It will be Case and Evans Friday and Cooper Moore on Saturday. They've left Sunday as a TBA right now. It'll very likely be William Schmidt, but Jay acknowledged to us he left that TBA because UCF didn't announce their starter, so he's not going to give them information if he doesn't have information. So we'll see how it all plays out here over the next couple days before they get to Sunday. All right, that's going to do it for us here. Anything else? Terrio is here tomorrow for a Friday edition of AFR, and we will see you then. Muse, Pauly, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, I always remind you about First South Farm Credit. Listen, if you're buying hunting property, man, this is the time when people start ringing the phones over at First South Farm Credit. You're coming off a hunting season and you make the commitment. New year, you make the commitment, never doing that again. Never hunting on somebody else's property. I want to own my own. You know, they're not just agriculture over at First South Farm Credit. It's a big chunk of their business, obviously. Farmers know about First South Farm Credit. They've been helping farmers buy land for agriculture since 1916. We're talking about more than 100 years. And they can help you as well at First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. And one of the amazing things about First South Farm Credit is, you know, when they loan you money to buy that land, if rates change and they can help lower your rate, get you a price reduction, a rate reduction, they will call you and let you know that they can do this for you. They're the best. FirstSouthLand.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.